Happy Saturday. Crescent moon, glowing star, glowing star, glowing star, glowing star. Let's go. Follow us on Instagram and stay connected at Activate Teleradio. I like your waiting page. I don't think a lot of people know how much thought and effort goes into even the little things to make a video nice. Big kudos to you. Also, what up at Activate LA, the legendary G.
Oh, say less. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. We're about to start the show. Just want to welcome you guys into the stream on this beautiful Saturday night. I was about to say Friday, but it's Saturday. We're about to start the show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Do me a huge favor. Hit the like button. It helps a lot. It helps the live stream. It helps with the algorithm. It lets YouTube know that we're live.
Yo Ray oncoming fist,
Oh, snap.
saluting face.
Yo, let me give a shout out real quick, man. How quick? To the fan band. We got John Doe in the house. We got Thunder Loco. We got Lupe. We got a couple of people coming in and out. Do me a favor, man, as you guys come in, hit the like button. It helps. Once again, it helps. This goes for y'all, man. Let me hit you guys with a Don DeMarco. There we go. Oh, yeah. All right, let me get this chat going. As usual, when it's not one thing, it's another, but we're going to make it happen. We're going to make it work. Pop out the chat, and we should be getting you guys here. All right. Oh, that's what it is.
Thumbs up medium light skin tone, thumbs up medium light skin tone, thumbs up medium light skin tone, folded hands light skin tone, red heart.
Let's see. Where's my... Gotta make sure I have you guys. Okay, I got you guys here. Got the volume. All I need is the chats to start coming in and out. But oh well. Here we go. All right. What is this? Bet I was gonna come on the live yesterday. I apologize as usual. I was gonna come in on the live, but it got late, and then I got behind doing the making the flyer for you guys for today, and big shout out to John Doe. He was saying, it's the little things that count. Wanted to focus, and then I just started working on the flyer on the thumbnail. And what's up with this thing? Okay, green room. Boom. Okay, and yeah, and I just started working on the thumbnail, and I started doing extra stuff. Next thing you know, it was like super. It was super late. I was like, you know what? I'll just start tomorrow. I'll just do it tomorrow. That way, I have some more energy. And I don't know if you guys were watching the fights today earlier. We got a couple of fights. We got the Jake Paul against Chavez, Cesar Chavez Jr. Then we had Holly Holm. She went back to boxing. She won that. We had who else? Tracy Cortez. We had Tracy Cortez. She fought in the prelims. Big shout out to her. She won. Gave a shout out to the Raza and everybody. Give some encouraging words. That was pretty dope. That was really dope. Are you guys? Let me ask you guys. I'm gonna open the phone lines later. Today, later, I'm gonna open the hotline. We got a whole new number right there. But I'm gonna open the I don't know if you guys can see it on top of the the chat. So that way, if you guys want to call in and give you guys this thoughts on the whole case, because we got the whole situation going on where TikTok now and Instagram and other social media, but mainly TikTok is going wild, man. There's a lot of rumors going on. There's a lot of things that people are saying, and I just want to make my disclaimer, man. I don't think what happened was right. No matter what the reason was, if it was cheating, if it was anything, that did not give it the right for that man to take Gloria's life, take the other guy's life. Hector, I think is his name. Rest in peace. May they all rest in peace. And but we are going to touch a certain things, man, because as you guys know, when we cover a case, we go in a different route, right? I in the way that we talk about stuff that other maybe other platforms, other channels don't want to talk about because they might be touchy. But here we do it in a respectful way. We try our best. So you guys will have the chance here to either in the chat or give a call later and give me you guys' thoughts and I'm gonna play the interview. Actually, I want to go over the interview that Gloria had at the Horizon podcast. Shout out to the Horizon podcast. Wanted to make my disclaimer too. It's copyright disclaimer. So, but once again, man, I'm not trying to justify the Gloria Hector losing their life or the husband, right? Soon to be ex-husband, and back then. So he's gone too. He lost the life to the cops. For the people that don't know about the case, let me.
At Ray, have you seen the Sin City family who unlived the other YouTuber?
Oh, that is another case that man, it is wild too. And I talked a little bit about the situation, the case in a previous live stream. Let me go. Okay, we're right here. We got the green room. Okay, but we'll cover that case too. There's we'll do a whole live stream on that because if you guys want to know more about that case, I'll cover it. So, but let me catch up. We'll let the family catch up to this case. So there was the case of this fitness influencer, Gloria Zamora, and she was a fitness influencer, and also to TikToker, and she. I mean, to me, what I seen, man, she was a fitness influencer. She was doing her thing, and she gave a good, inspiring for what I saw, right on the videos and the interview. So it's very tragic that this whole thing happened. She lost her life. So let me read this for you guys. It says the fitness community is mourning the loss of Gloria Zamora. Gloria, a 40-year-old fitness influencer, and her business partner Hector Garduno, 43. We are who were fatally shot at a Southern California restaurant. Zamora's family told the news June 24. They both later died in the hospital, succumbing to their gunshot wounds. So it says here the business partners have met. Their families told the outlet to discuss new project at the sushi restaurant Fontana. When they were shot in the parking lot, authorities identified the shooter as Zamora's estranged husband, Tomas Alberto Tamayo Lizarraga, who was later killed by the sheriff's deputy after the officer heard initial gunfire. So this is what we found out, right? What we knew about the whole case. It was crazy, and but later on, people started coming out onto other social medias talking about, oh, but she did this, did that, and everyone was like, okay, well, she cheated, she didn't do this, she didn't do that, or she did that. That does not justify. So, and I agree big time, man, because as a male, and I see this a lot. Before you guys, jump into the Ray, you're taking sides. Just hear me out through the whole podcast live stream, and you guys will see where I'm coming from. But I do have to show my tell and say what I feel about this, right? So I don't think that gave Tomas Alberto the right to kill the husband, soon to be ex, right? The ex-wife or wife, soon to be ex-wife. That does not give the right to anybody, man. If the relationship's done and the other person does not want to deal with you, you should just walk away and let it go, right? But not everybody can do that, especially when we live in crazy times. I think and I'm gonna say it from the Mexican point of view part or Latino point of view. I think there's a lot of machismo and there's a lot of influence, right? When it comes to ending relationships, there's even sayings in and even in English, right? They say, oh, like when a man is done with breaks up with a girl, that's it. But the guy always, thinks that girl is his. There's a lot of sayings like that, or no, you got to fight for her love. And I seen that because I remember and when I visited Mexico, and I used to hear girls, or I used to hear females say, "Oh no," tell dudes like, "Well, if you really want me, you got to fight for my love," or porque ahorita me anda pretendiendo a alguien or this and that. So there's that little thing of like the romanticizing the old school, like me la gané and this and that. So I'm not saying that this would happen here. I'm just giving you guys a little insight into what I see, right? But so once again, that I'm not defending any. I'm not defending Tomas. I'm not saying that it's okay or gives them the right. No, but today's live stream is going to be more about the seeing, checking out the interview for Gloria Zamora, to know a little bit more about her. She talks about her a little bit in the relationship. Then we're gonna see some videos, and then we're gonna try to find out what was the reason that what made Tomas lose it or get to the point where like he just lost it and acted got crazy, right? Because we know one side that happened. Like they say, there's not two sides of the story. There's three sides of the story. Her story, his story, and then the truth, right? That's boom. Because we always can say like, well, this happened, but we don't know what happened over there, and then the other way around. But we're gonna jump into this once again. It's still not okay, but they should have known. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here that we got to touch, and also too, we're gonna use this live stream to talk about sending a message right out there. If there's people that need that help, if there's people that need professional help, man, um, encourage them to go out there and look for it, right? Look for it. If you see somebody, if you see your partner, that this person's losing it, I think it might be time for you to not only step away but walk away, but maybe try to find a way to like maybe reach out to the family, be like, hey man, this is what I see, this is what I notice. um I know people are gonna say, that's not my job, the person he's old enough, she's old enough to know what's going on. But it's not until like they're gone that we start saying or realizing, right? Like they say, hindsight 2020. We're like, oh man, I should have, if I would have known, I should have done this. He or she should have came up to me. Oh, now I see. Yeah, I started noticing. Oh, no wonder. So we need to make it normal to be to look out for people that are showing certain signs or something that is weird or something that is different, right? We need to make that normal and give them help. So I'm not saying that this is what happened, but I'm saying this out of seeing things that maybe could have helped, maybe not, but because once somebody made up their mind, that's it. But you can always help one way or another. So let's. So I read you guys what happened here. So Gloria, 40 years old, Hector, 43, lost their lives. They got deleted, gunned down by Gloria's strange husband, soon to be ex-husband, Tomas Alberto, and it's crazy. So I'm gonna play these two videos, TikTok videos, and then we're gonna jump into the interview. And the reason why I want to play these two videos is because um, that way you guys can get an insight of what the TikTok's saying before we jump into the interview. I want to give a shout out to this content creator right here. His name is I Believe in My Life. If you guys go ahead and give him a follow, you guys can go check out the rest of the videos. He's got good stuff. Shout out to him. So let me put the volume down. Do me a favor, hit the like button, man. I see you guys coming in and out. I appreciate it, and it's really, really gonna um, help the live stream. All right, and after the interview, or once we start the interview, a couple of minutes in, I'm gonna turn on the phone so you guys can call in and give me your point of view. For the people that try to get crazy on the phone, I'm gonna cut you guys off right away. And all right, so let's go.
right now about to go through the same situation and you don't even know it. Gloria Zamora was killed by her ex-husband, Tomás Lizarraga. And unfortunately, he didn't just kill him, he killed her new boyfriend. If you don't know, she was a very popular TikTok star, as well as having a large following on IG. She was big. Well, he just took her life. A mother of 7. He, a father of 4, ended their lives because of his jealousy. He did not want anybody else to have her. If I don't have you, no one else will. But this wasn't it. He was jealous of her fame. She had blown up.
That if I don't have you, no one else can. That's the mentality that I was telling you guys about that some people have. Some people in the Mexican, community, Latino community, and I'm not saying everybody. I mean, I was on that. I used to think, I used to see the old school movies and like, no, voy a pelear, I'm gonna fight for her love. So we need to get rid of that stuff. If the person doesn't want to be with you, cut that bullshit about if I can't have you, no one can. Now, f that. You guys know what we say here, right?
Get that French toast out of here.
There we go.
Blown up by herself without his assistance, living in her apartment, living from her earnings. She wanted something more. She wanted to live in a house. She always envisioned herself with a backyard,
I'm gonna be pausing it because of the
a
copyright.
pool, multiple luxury vehicles, and she needed a man to step up and be as hard of a worker as she wasn't. Have the same
He knew what
ethics
he
to
wanted,
be a boss.
yes.
He was okay with being simple. He was okay with being in an apartment. And as she grew in fame, he got jealous. He started to see how much money she started making. The possibility of her really
Ooh.
making it her follower count go up. He started getting envious. She asked for his support to do it with her to start his own page. He didn't want to do that. The daughter alleges that he even abused her physically and mentally and emotionally. And you could see it in his face now that he was never proud of her, that he always wanted to keep her down. This is a sign for many that are in this situation now. You could be with a person right now about to.
So this was a couple of days ago that this video was made, and as the videos are going on, more information is coming. Shout out to, once again, I Believe in My
You
Life,
don't even know it. Gloria Zamora was killed.
and from TikTok. Let's go to the next video, and then we'll go into the interview.
Huge new update on
Here
this
we go.
tragic story. Sit down because this is going to shock you and it's going to take a little bit of time. So if you need to save this video and watch it again to take it all in, because it's that deep. So Gloria Zamora was unalive by her husband of 16 years, Alberto Tamayo Lizarraga, tragically yesterday at a
Follow us on
Fontana,
Instagram
California sushi bar as she walked out with a man who she claimed was her business partner, Hector
what-
Garduno, a 43-year-old
That's what we heard, right? Business partner.
father of 4, very successful businessman. He was the owner of a construction company, owned many luxury cars, and as recently as April bought a very expensive vehicle. So he wasn't shy at all about displaying his wealth and making videos of himself paying for fancy clothes designer. So the tragedy in all of this is that 3 lives were ended needlessly. Both Gloria, Hector, as well as Tomás Lizarraga. I've received new information from a private source that knows the husband personally, and the story goes deep. Listen, these new allegations by a close source say that Hector wasn't just her business
Hit the
partner.
like.
He was in fact her lover. But before all of this, she was married to Tomás for 16 years. They had 3 kids
New
together.
camoed business
Tomás
partner.
worked his ass off for her and the kids. She had 3 other kids from a previous marriage.
So there's like right here as a I Believe in My Life from TikTok is talking. He's gotten updates, right? And once again, for the people that are coming into the live stream, I'm not over here trying to justify, this gave him the right. Not at all. The guy was, I mean, I'm sorry to say it to the family, but he was a POS. And my condolences. I'm gonna try to be as respectful as I can, right? But it's just, that's another reason why I didn't come on the live yesterday, because I didn't want to get too pumped up or too hypey. But at the same time, I'm like, I wanna know, try to find out on his side what happened, what made him get to this extreme, to this point.
Marriage. Allegedly, she was not happy with the way that she appeared, and he paid for all of her enhancement. She claims
what they're
only a
saying.
tummy tuck to her fans, but there's actually a list of things, a big one, with the source even going as far to allege that she even had a rib removed,
Oh, damn.
and that's why her waist was so slim. The source alleges that it was in fact not a business meeting but a date, and this had been
Ooh.
going on for months.
You guys heard earlier, right? First, because also too, just like him and many of us, we're just getting like information details. People starting to come in, and myself, I started thinking like, how come nobody's coming out on his side to say something, or then at the same time, like the family, maybe, I mean, not maybe, the family's hurt, so we're not going to hear anything. Then I started thinking about the cop that shot him out of nowhere, and I'm not trying to protect him or defend him, but at the same time, we got some people that are trigger happy sometimes, and to know the complete side of the story, right? Because the police are saying that the off-duty cop just seen him and came to the rescue, and what's his name? Tomas, the ex-husband or husband, started shooting at the cop. We don't know, right? So maybe there's footage. I'm sure, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be footage coming out soon.
Months prior to this, Gloria Zamora claimed in a podcast that she had filed for divorce a year ago, but documents show that the first time she served him with divorce paperwork was 2 weeks ago, after he had caught her a previous time with Hector Ivan. He had gone to stay at a relative and was no longer living with Zamora. The family was extremely confused because he was there before this happened. And they would never see him doing something like this, as he was a loving father, hardworking man. He knew this relationship was going on, and sources say that this post was after he had caught them together, after he got served with divorce papers.
That's crazy. So then, then he started posting posts like this. For the people that are new to my live stream and are probably gonna be like, "Hey, bro, how come you're stopping and going to the video?" I need to do this because of copyright. Also, too, because that's the way I run the live stream. So welcome and hit the like button.
And he felt that this caption was aimed at him. This is how I feel about the current situation, with the "I don't care" and the finger. As well as from other stories of Hector Ivan, he felt he was being taunted by a wealthy, influential man that was now dating his wife, allegedly. 16 years of marriage is a long time. 3 kids together is something huge. 2 weeks of being served, and it gets deep. He's seeing these posts from a man he feels is taunting him. He had just come back from taking their children to Disneyland. Meanwhile, Gloria and Hector shared story where they were together at a video shoot for her, and that morning she had left the kids to go do a shoot where Hector accompanied, and the kids were messaging him, "Where's mom? She's been gone all day. We're hungry."
Once again, man, this is alleged. We're just going over videos. I'm not saying that this is what happened because we don't know, but a lot of people on TikTok are starting to ask questions, and let's keep on playing this.
Hungry, and he simply lost it, Dad. This is according to the source, but I did some dig. Oh, and one more thing, she claimed that he had been physically abusive to her, but it seems like it's the other way around, as he was charged on January 11th of 2025 with infliction of corporal injury on spouse or cohabitant, which is basically DV, as you can see from the bottom.
That's the other part right there, where they're like, okay, wait a minute, you know what I mean? Like, she got arrested on what? But then one of her friends came out talking about the situation, what happened. We're gonna play that video a little bit after the interview.
Bottom, charge 273.5A. And allegedly the incident occurred because he was feeling something was wrong, something was going on, and he took her phone to check her phone, and she attacked him and then called the cops on him. Cops came, arrested her because he was all bruised up, allegedly. So it was interesting to see that she had been liking her post of himself working for quite some time. Posts with his daughter, posts of him like this, as you can see, post of him, Brandon Sheehan.
Yeah.
Firearm. He seems to be a Second Amendment advocate, to say the least. She was liking a lot of his posts where he showed houses, cars, himself working. Now, this goes all the way back to February 19th of 2024, with that one being.
And they're talking about it, and there's pictures where they're showing where it's like last year is his birthday, they're all together. Now, I don't know, I don't know them. I don't know their life. But I'm just showing what the internet is over here, and people saying, "Oh, well, how come they're talking about him or her or whatever?" What's a person is an influencer, man. People are gonna start being curious, right? There's a lot of followers that they're gonna be like, "Hey, I just do reactions and commentary." So, and people ask me about to cover cases, and that's what I do over here if I have the time. But here we go.
The latest. The source alleges as well that In February, she spoke to him about starting an OF because she could make so much money. This is when she started claiming that he was a hater and
we don't know if this is true, right? That she wanted to go the OF way, but I mean, you have your wife, your kid, your the mother of your kids talking about OF
and holding her back. And this was sometime around February, correlated with this post that Hector Ivan actually liked. So he had been liking her posts for a while as well, even liking ones where she was talking about getting hate on social media, basically showing his support to her, where she spoke of being a mother. So they did have like a thing going.
February 13th. So they knew each other for a while. Some people are saying I read a comment.
She was FKKLK up person for sure and try to play the good girl.
There's actually a video of her friend where she talks about how, like, they weren't even together, that Hector tried to get with her, but that Gloria was like, nah, like, just business partners and whatever. And you guys know how, some dudes are when they try to be friends with females, man. They say, okay, I will be your friend, but deep down inside, they're just waiting for the right moment and right time. There's exceptions, when okay, you see that, maybe, okay, this person can make money with you or bring something to the table, or maybe you can use her in your business or use him in your business. But she only wanted him as back then, right, for what the friend said, right, as a business partner. But now we're finding out this.
It sucks, but people get what they put out.
Boom, facts.
Going on in the.
Yep, I hit you with that again.
Like, usually you like certain posts for certain reasons. All that being said, what should have happened, it doesn't matter, should not have happened. Exactly. There is no reason for something like this to ever happen. Doesn't matter what. But these are the circumstances, allegedly. I will keep you posted as more information comes out.
Shout out once again to I Believe in Me Life. Go check them out on TikTok. We're going to jump into the interview now. So I wanted to play this so you guys can get a little refresher or catch up to the whole thing, and at the same time, you guys can get a little taste of what's going on right now.
Follow us on Instagram and stay connected internet. And Activate Teller.
Oh, this robot grinds, huh? He's always yeah. Follow us on Instagram, Activate LA Radio, and follow me, King Activate. So, okay, let me shout out to everybody, man. We got the whole fam bam coming in and out of the live stream. Shout out to you guys once again. If you guys are new to the live stream and you guys are like, man, why are you stopping and going? For copyright, doing commentary. If you guys want to check out the videos without my commentary, once again, man, that's why I'm mentioning the content creator here, so you guys can go after the live stream and go check them out. I believe in my life, and that way you guys don't hear me talk. And at the same time, you guys already know that this is what I do, my breakdown. All right, let's go. So, once again, man, I'm going to give a shout out. This is the Horizon podcast on YouTube. And this is the second part of two. It's a second interview. The first, I saw the first part. I saw the second part. And, man, rest in peace, Gloria, man. No matter what happened, whatever, for the people saying, oh, man, everybody wants to be an influencer, this and that, was she really an influencer? She spoke some good stuff, man. But at the same time, I don't know her. I'm just going based off the video, right? So that's why we are watching these videos so you guys can get to know her a little bit through the glass. How do they say it? Through the TV or the computer or the live stream. So here we go. She's talking about her changes, about the physique, and then how she gets into the whole social media and all that. All right, hit the like button. And I'm going to turn on the hotline in a couple of minutes in, so you guys can call in.
Eating high protein, low carbs, low fat. And that's what I did.
Okay.
So then from there, it just snowballed of me just maintaining. After I lost the weight, I went back to my doctor. She was like, okay, yeah. She's like, you're good. You lost the weight. That's good. Because my whole thing was like, I don't want you to change my medication. Like, because I know that shit's going to mess me up. And it's gonna to me like one engagement, and then putting myself in that example. Like Daniel reached out to me because he saw my page, and I think at that
Daniel, I don't know who Daniel is. I guess it was his friend. It's her friend. they reached out. She was uploading, and homeboy's like, "Hey, man, you got to start your social media and all that."
Time I probably had like 70K followers at that time.
Okay.
And he reached out to me. He was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about like training women?" And I mean, fitness has always been my passion because that's always been my routine. Even with my kids, if you ask my kids, my older kids from when they were little, has always been my routine. Go to work, come home, cook, clean, and then take your ass to the gym at night.
Okay.
Like that's been my routine for years, for
Okay.
years.
Okay.
Fitness, you would always see me working out all the time. Like
All right. So I don't know if you guys caught that right there. She talked about fitness she's always been like that, her whole life. So because I was thinking about like, wait a minute, if no matter what, at the end, you got to give attention to your marriage, right? Or you got, becoming a influencer or content creator, whatever, it takes a lot of time. I don't see myself that I can go 100% because I got to attend the family, I got to attend work and stuff. But she here says that she's been like that. So that goes for the people asking like, well, how come she started doing this? So I guess the husband already knew her since before that she worked out. She had that schedule. So
even with my 16-year-old, I would tell him there was times where I would be on the treadmill and I would put you to sleep when I was on the treadmill. And my son's like, "No shit, you would really do that?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, ask your dad." I would put you to sleep while I was on the treadmill working out, and then I will call your dad, "Hey, come and get him," because he went to sleep.
That's dedication.
No,
right there.
literally. It was literally fitness dedication to the fullest, but my eating was crap.
I hear you. I hear you.
And I had to learn that.
And I think a lot of people are like that, to be honest.
Yeah. So fitness has always been my thing. I've always worked out, always stayed at the gym. The people that know me the longest, they know like, yeah, this girl stayed at the gym for years, you know? And that's what a lot of people don't know. Like a lot of my followers don't know that I just didn't start this shit 3 years ago. This has been my life. Yeah, this is a lifestyle.
Yeah.
right.
I've always gone to the gym. My routine has always been this. I've always, for years, been a person that goes to the gym at night. Like this is my routine for years, over 20 something years. And, going back to that, so he reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, have you ever thought about like, using your own personal experience on how you were able to stay fit and help women or help moms or whatever?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I've always wanted to do that. Like but I just didn't know like how to
So he
start."
planted the little seed.
Yes, he planted the seed. And then around that specific time, which was like a year and a half ago, that's when my whole second marriage started falling apart because obviously I'm like dedicating time into fitness and trying to grow something and seeing even the opportunity or even thinking that this can even become something, you know? So people start getting insecure and not allowing me to thrive in something that I'm just so passionate about,
Okay.
So I felt like that person was just holding me back. And
okay. But I'm gonna give my 2 cents right there. I guess she's talking about the husband, right? I guess she's talking
Can't
about
turn
the
a
husband.
hole into a housewife, homie found out hard way.
I decided to end my second marriage. And that's when a lot of the problems started to where bringing me down mentally, talking about like.
Okay. So far, I mean, she hasn't talked about the problems, right? She had. So we're not going to talk about the problems yet. 'Cause I don't know what kind of problems. You don't know what kind of problems. But give your marriage of 16 years. Because, I mean, everybody's different, right? Me, I wouldn't give my whole relationship or whatever to just go full blown on the podcast. So I continue my hustle, I do it on the side and this and that. But everybody's different. People are gonna say, "Well, that's the reason why you don't make it." But okay, I think marriage is more important to me. But still, we don't know what happens. She's gonna continue talking about it.
Yeah, you can't do that. Like, what are you thinking? Like, who do you think you are? You think that you're this fitness influencer all of a sudden? Like, you really think you can do that? So it's like, when somebody wants to test me or ¿cómo se dice? Como retarme, que te reten.
Yeah. They want to challenge you.
Yeah.
Right?
Don't challenge me because I'm going to prove you wrong. Like, for real. I think that has always been my life. When people used to say, like, you're not going to amount to anything because you're a teen parent and you already went through one marriage, failed marriage. Like, you're nothing. Who's going to want you with 3 kids? Like, nobody's,
You like to prove people wrong.
Hell yeah,
constantly.
I'm going to prove you wrong because I feel like I've always needed to prove people wrong from a very young age, coming up from a broken home, having an alcoholic dad, my mom just being out there, a hustler, working, trying to provide for her 4 kids because the dad wasn't around and stuff like that. I just knew that I was not going to be that girl that was a teen parent and just allow for somebody to dictate my life, even though it took me a lot of years to get there, though.
That's your husband, though. I don't know. 16 years.
Because even though I'm a woman, like I don't mind being submissive to my man. Like I don't mind it. I love being a woman, but there's times where these men put you to act like a freaking man. And
They put you on your masculine. They do,
literally,
for
yes.
sure.
And I used to
It's like those anti-red pill, not red pill, anti. What is that show called? Fresh and Fit. You know, I
hate
don't
that
understand.
about being in these two relationships. I hated that me being a woman, a lot of it, I'm acting like I'm the man in the relationship. And I'm the one that's always trying to like, let's grind, let's hustle. Like,
Yeah.
we were able to do this.
Mhm.
Like,
We
I
can
want
do this.
more.
Yeah.
Like, let's go
Yeah.
do more. Like,
I wish the interviewer would ask her like what was she talking about, or like give an example, like what was he doing, because somebody mentioned, I think somebody mentioned in one of the comments that they could have done this fitness thing together, but maybe at the same time he wasn't into fitness.
you and I, like, let's grind.
Yeah.
But him and
You're
I,
in the mentality of the power couple, and we have so much more we can do.
yes. And it's more like, settle down.
Yeah,
Like,
calm down.
why-
You're
why-
doing
why
too
do you-
much.
Yeah, you're doing too much. Why do you want more? You
Yeah.
should just settle with where you have, living in a bitch ass apartment and a shithole
Dang,
apartment.
easy.
Like, that's not me.
Mhm.
You know, from a young age, I've always wanted more.
You knew you always wanted more.
Always
You've
wanted
always
more.
been ambitious. You've always been.
I guess that this is what they're talking about. Some people are saying that this interview trick maybe could have been not, was not the interview's like full fault, and I'm not saying it's the interview or the channel, whatever, but this is what some people are saying, and I can see Homeboy getting pissed off, like, oh, wait a minute, what you talking about, some bitch's apartment, or maybe it was like, let's say, it was a raggedy apartment, whatever, but you're gonna feel bad, you're gonna feel like fucked up, somebody like putting your business out there, your conditions, your living conditions. But maybe, I don't know, maybe she's speaking in general, but
Get there though, because even though I'm a woman, like I don't mind being submissive to my man. Like I don't mind it. I love being a woman, but there's times where these men put you to act like a freaking man, and
They put you on your masculine. They do,
literally,
for
yes.
sure.
And I used to hate that about being in these two relationships. I hated that
Follow us on
I
Instagram.
don't
me being a
understand
woman,
Connected.
a lot of
understand
it, I'm acting like I'm the man
This type
in
of
the
woman
relationship,
husbands are
and I'm
just
the
a
one that's
paycheck
always
till
trying
next
to like,
better
let's grind,
opportunity.
let's hustle. Like,
Yeah.
we were able to do this. Like,
We
I
can
want
do this.
more.
Yeah.
Like, let's go
Yeah.
do more. Like, you and I, like, let's grind.
Yeah.
But him and
You're in the
I,
mentality of the power couple, and we have so much more we can do.
yes. And it's more like, settle down.
Yeah,
Like,
calm down.
why-
You're
why-
doing
why
too
do you-
much.
Yeah, you're doing too much. Why do you want more? You
Yeah.
should just settle with where you have, living in a bitch ass apartment and a
Dang.
shithole apartment.
Mhm.
Like, that's not me. You know, from a young age, I've always wanted more.
You knew you always wanted more.
Always
You've
wanted
always
more.
been ambitious. You've always been driven.
ambition.
Life has thrown so many obstacles at you now, gotten to know you, your life story, and getting to know you. And to be honest, I look up to the fact that you not once looked at yourself as a victim.
Hell
Yes, you
no.
went through a lot of things,
I've
right?
been through a lot, yeah.
And you overcame so many. But not, yes, and I'm sure you had your moments where you cried, which,
Oh, hell yeah.
valid. And,
Yeah.
but you kept going and you didn't give up, and you still are.
I still don't give up.
You still
yeah.
don't give up, and you still are. I think this is your prime, where you know who you are, and you know what
Yes.
you're capable of, and no one's gonna stop that. So
Yeah.
either you join me or get
Yeah.
out of my way.
Yeah, that's literally
that's I don't know. Maybe she, once again, I shout out to the interviewer. If you guys want to check out the channel Horizon on YouTube, that's not good advice though to give. I mean, like, I don't know, but maybe they could have done something together, but they could have had him. She could have had the husband being the camera guy, or I did see some videos where they're saying that they used to work out. The guy that was doing marathons or something like that. But I mean, I can't see my age, man. Even if the podcast was like super successful, just being like, hey man, telling my lady, you know what, I gotta let you go because you're holding me back, unless it was like an abusive relationship, right? Like they mentioned that he was, that they're saying that he was, then I'm out. But once again, for the people that are tuning in right now, I don't want you guys saying, "Oh, you're trying to justify the guy." I'm not trying to justify the guy. I'm trying to just find out more, just like many of the viewers and other people that comment and other people in other um, videos. People want to know what happened. What was going on through this guy's mind, and we're trying to we're learning a little bit about them through this live stream. So, there we go.
Literally me. If you're not gonna join me, you're not gonna support me, knowing that you see this in me and you're not supporting me. It's like, what the fuck am I doing?
It's because you have the wrong partner.
Literally.
Yeah, for sure.
It takes a
Whoa. Hold on. You have or you had?
Give up, and you still are.
I still don't give up.
You still don't give up, and you still are. I think this is your prime, where you know who you are, and you know what you're capable of, and no one's gonna stop that. So either you join me or get out of my way.
Yeah, that's literally me. If you're not gonna join me, you're not gonna support me, knowing that you see this in me and you're not supporting me. It's like, what the fuck am I doing?
It's because you have the wrong partner.
Literally.
Yeah, for sure.
It takes.
Well, you have the wrong partner. She might be general speaking. I'm not gonna judge her, but okay.
A really secure man to really value like what they have at home, because I mean, and everybody has, like how we talked about earlier, everybody has like their life journey.
Yes.
I don't think my life journey was to be somebody that can settle, even though I feel like I wish I had like what these other girls had, to where they get married and their man, because there is men out there men out there that they praise their women and they acknowledge how great of a woman, mom, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a stay-home mom or you go out and you make money.
I'm not judging her, but as I always, tell people,
her husband, not just another guy.
Yeah, I mean, she was married twice. You know what I mean? As I heard before, right? And a lot of older cats used to tell me when I was a teenager. They used to tell me, "Don't get married young. Don't get married because you're gonna miss out on your life. You're gonna miss out on this. You're gonna miss out on that. There's a lot of things. You still got to live." And so sometimes you give advice to people, right? Like, so you tell them, don't get married, don't get pregnant, don't get nobody pregnant. You still got a lot to live. There's a lot of people that are young and they want to get married right away, right? They're 16, 15. They want to run away from the house and get married with their high school sweetheart. And, oh, I love her. No, I love him.
And they
syndrome. They think that that's love, but they don't know that they're, it's part of life. So, what happens? Either they end up getting married, running away, living with the person, getting pregnant, getting that person pregnant, and they end up getting divorced. And then they don't live their face, their player face, and they miss on that. They end up like 35 or whatever, and next thing you know, they're trying to relive life, right? At the 35, at the 30, what they didn't live in their teens, and then their early 20s, their 20s, they're trying to go out loud and do all kinds of shit that they were supposed to do and live, in their teens or in their 20s. So it's very important, man, for the people out there, man, young generation, young ladies, young cats. If you're young, man, you're 15, under 18, and you're thinking about, oh, I got to get married, I got to get pregnant, I got to make a family. You're young, live. I know we used to hate it when older people, they used to tell us, oh, you're still young, you don't have to get married, oh, you still have a lot to live, you got time, oh, you don't know about life. But they wouldn't explain to you, right? They wouldn't explain to you in depth, like, why. And the reason why is because you want to make sure you live your life, at its time. You get the experience. You get the experience that you're supposed to get at your teens, at your 20s, even 30s, and that way when you get married, you look back and you don't try to do something. It's like me trying to become like a player or be doing something that I was supposed to do in my teens, and in this case, I mean, I'm not gonna be out there like, doing things that are gonna affect my relationship. I'm not gonna do things that are gonna affect my family. and just because I want to do it. No, because of her, I don't know her life. We're finding out right now a little bit. I'm not judging her. Once again, I saw the first interview. I saw part of this interview, and she's very inspiring, man. There's a lot of things that she was doing. She worked. She did the working out, and I like working out. I used to work out. I was addicted to working out, and right now because of my family, there's no way I'm gonna be out there, late at the gym the way I used to be before, 2 to 3 hours. Even though I want to, I wish, but I'm not gonna do that and leave my family here. My little ones need me. My little one, needs me. My lady needs me here for support. What she needs. Yeah, I'm here. But there's a lot of other stuff that we had our kid. We used to do. I used to do. She used to do. I want to do this. I want to go there. Okay, go. But now I'm not gonna be doing that shit. I'm not gonna be, because I need to be here. I don't. I'm sure she was there, but I mean that's the second marriage. I'm guessing she was doing good. She was doing the right thing in her life, but at the same time, maybe she felt caught up, right? Because she wanted to do that, and she was getting followers and inspiring people, and it does feel good, man, when you inspire people, when people follow you, when you can help people, when you can give advice to people. It feels good, but you got to give it a balance. But we're gonna find out more stuff. Okay, hit the like button once again, man. We got people coming in and out. You guys rock. Let's go.
Money just like your husband does, but they don't treat them like shit.
They allow them to walk in that, and they support it and empower it.
Yeah, because like I said, I don't have an issue with being submissive. I think like us as women, but there's an extent to that. There's an extent to where you can be submissive to your man. You can be in your femininity with your man. I'm okay with that in my house. If my man can put me in my femininity, I'm gonna stay there. You're my king. I'm gonna treat you like 100%. You are my everything.
For sure.
But the moment that you don't treat me good and you don't appreciate who I am, like even my person of who I am, and you don't allow me to be me to my fullest, like I'll eventually get to the point where like, yeah, I'm not appreciated.
Yeah.
Because I hated that's who I am with my first marriage and this one. I hated the fact that I can be submissive to you and I can be this wonderful woman, because I'm a girl. This is my day to day. I go to work. I come home. I take care of my kids. I feed them. I clean. I'm very domestic. Like I'll clean my household. Like I'll make sure my shit is clean. I'll make sure that my stuff is organized.
You handle all your responsibilities.
Everything.
And some.
And all I want you to do is treat me like I should be treated.
Yes. And
allow me to be me.
And that's already
Don't
hard.
stop me. Don't prevent me from doing things, or don't. I think like when you're in a situation like that, I hate that in the two marriages that I just give my.
Yo, what up, Ben Garcia? Welcome to the stream, bro. What's up, Thunder Loco? I don't know, man. I think this is stuff that they needed to be talked in the beginning of the marriage, right? Like, it's very important. It's very important that you tell your partner what you want, and I mean, in this case, this whole thing, it took 12 years, right? Because she said they were married like 15, 16. So it took about like 12, 13 years for her to find out this hobby or hustle. But like me, man, with the podcast, because this is not only a hobby, it is a business for me. Is one thing that I will say, always told my lady, and I was like, hey man, this is what I'm doing. I've been because I've been doing this for a while, for a long time, and not only like with the YouTube, but also to like podcasting, like podcasting from back in the late 2007, 2008. And I will always say, man, if we're gonna do this is what I do. I like doing this. I'm not gonna interrupt the days that I record and this and that. But the days that I'm free, we're gonna do this. But you let them know from beginning. This took about 12 years. But at the same time, hey man, if you're not happy, what you gonna do, right? What you gonna do? I mean, only they knew their relationship. Once again, I'm not justifying, because nobody should take anybody's life, unless, I mean, I don't know. I'm not even gonna say unless, I was gonna say, they're trying to kill you or trying to hurt you, but It's just like I tell people need to learn to keep their hands to themselves. No one has the right to unalive anybody.
myself, like completely give myself to where I feel like there's a part where these men start taking advantage of that. I don't know
because
if it's
they
just
know they
me.
have. It's what it is. It's like
Says Ban Garcia, she outgrew the relationship. Se le subió la fama. She outgrew the relationship. You can tell. Like, she's been working out and all. It's like me, if I get on swole or I get a bunch of followers and I got two options, right? Either I'm gonna do this, like, okay, like keep on doing it and feed like the thousands or millions that watch me, or take care of my family. You know, uh, usually a lot of people talk about man ain't shit, deadbeat dads, or they don't take responsibility. Me, my family's first. My family's first. So, but you know, no, I don't know. It's just, I mean, let's say if I became like a famous or like really good at skating, right? Like, because in the podcast I already do it here, but let's say I was like, okay, and now I'm getting gigs and I'm doing tricks, getting commercials and all that. You got to have a balance. I don't know.
it's like they know they have you, and they know that
She's not gonna go nowhere.
You're fully committed, you're fully loyal,
Caballero,
and
they
she's
asked
not
for it.
going anywhere.
Okay.
And I have it so good here.
Yes.
So they start to get comfortable and they start to get to where they're at now,
Yeah,
right?
you're too
But then
comfortable.
what they don't understand is that a woman like you eventually starts to see that. I think any woman,
Any woman, right?
Any
Not
woman,
just
I'm
me.
sorry, any woman, let me rephrase that. Any woman starts to notice when, and everything clicks. I'm not happy. What are they providing? What are they bringing? What are they
Yes.
not? It's hard not to look at the pros and the cons of this is what I'm putting into the relationship and this is what they're putting into the relationship. I'm not treated equally. I'm not being respected. I'm not
And
being
I'm out here
loved.
hustling.
And I'm not doing anything wrong besides being a mother,
wanna
a
jump in.
wife,
And a hustler.
and a hustler. And that's bothering you
Yeah.
because I'm not catering you to your every need.
Yeah.
I need
It's a marriage, though. That's the thing that I see a lot of people mistake, right? When, especially like the red pill or the I'm not saying this is a red pill podcast, it's not, but they mix up a relationship and a marriage. It's different rules when it comes to a relationship, dating, the dating stages, and marriage, or even what I mean, like living together. Like even when you live together, like it's a whole different level. To me, marriage is, you know what I mean, it's sacred. I don't see it as just, she ain't letting me do this, now F that. I'm gonna go skate, go do some tours skating. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna be like, hey, look, this is what I'm into. Break it down. Once again, maybe she did, right? And maybe she did. I'm sure, she's saying that she did. She talked to the dude. I'm just talking about what she is saying, what the host is saying. I think this, what she's talking about, it's when it comes to dating a person, right? Because when you're married, if you're still talking about this type of stuff, when you're married after like 15 years, what the hell have you guys been doing 15 years? Like somebody has somebody changed. Like not overnight. Because in 15 years, and next thing you know, your husband or wife is doing something differently that she used to do or he didn't do or did 15 years ago to now. Like something changed or somebody. That podcast has huge role in her death. That's what a lot of who's this? Shout out to Caballero. That's what a lot of people are saying, that this probably was the last straw. I don't, I'm not gonna blame the podcast, but what their people are saying is that her airing out the problems and this and that. To me, I mean, I just heard her saying like, I'm not gonna be living in my life in a bitch ass apartment. Not maybe she was just talking in general, or I don't know. She was talking about that specific apartment. I think that would kind of bother me. Would I hurt somebody over those type of comments? I mean, I wouldn't. But once again, people coming in and out, I'm not justifying what he did. It was fucked up. and I'm trying not to cuss on the podcast, the live stream, but what he did, like, is not justifiable. That is really, really, really messed up, man, and nobody deserves that. But we're just trying to get to know her a little bit more through this interview, and we're gonna know a little bit about what's going on TikTok right after this.
Need to be submissive in your way, not in the actual way that it should be.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
No.
I'll be submissive.
Bother they're putting into the relationship. I'm not treated equally.
This is not advice for marriage. There's some things she's right, but this is a conversation you have in the beginning of a relationship, even in the beginning of marriage. This is things that you have to talk about even before you get married. Like, you gotta let them know. No. This is what I do. Like I told you guys. I always talk about my podcast, that this is what I do, and am I gonna stop doing it? I even had relatives telling me, like, hey man, you need to stop. Nope. But this was a topic that we talked about in the beginning of the relationship. In the beginning, you should talk about this in the beginning of your marriage before you get married. Hit me with a number 3, man, if you guys agree. If you guys disagree, hit me with a number 1.
I'm not being respected. I'm not.
And
being
I'm out here
loved.
hustling.
And I'm not doing anything wrong besides being a mother, a wife,
And a hustler.
and a hustler. And that's bothering you because I'm not catering you to your every need.
Yeah.
I need to be submissive in your way.
Yeah.
Not in the actual way that it should be.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Like, I'll be submissive, but you have to also feed into, like, the good things that I bring in, and just, I think, appreciation. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I was a perfect wife. Like, because I wasn't. I think, like, my biggest thing that I learned with the first one, I was so young.
Right.
I feel like I can't even compare to that.
Yes.
Because I was so young, so naive. Like, I was a teen mom. I'm looking for protection financially, all of that, to where you kind of just throw yourself into that.
Yes.
But with the second.
She said she was looking for financial protection.
How dare you? Like, I was a teen mom. I'm looking for protection financially, all of that, to where you kind of just throw yourself into that. But with the second one, I started to learn, the older you get, that communication is key.
100%.
Like,
There. But at the same time, maybe she found out about her hustle talents, after 13 years, right? I mean,
I think that you do need to speak when you're not being treated right. There is 0 reasons why us women, we hold back. And I think that's where I fucked up. To where if I would have put my foot down like the way I did in the last year and a half, I think if I would have done that like 3-4 years ago, I think this
15 years, yo.
man would have been like, oh yeah, if I don't get my shit together, like, she's gonna fucking leave me.
Okay.
But I don't know why I didn't have the balls to do that back then. Because there's women out there that will be like, no, you're not gonna treat me like that. Like, because I've seen it.
Yeah.
And then these men will check themselves, but then I, for some reason, did not have the balls to do that. I don't know why.
Maybe the financial was in there. Security.
Just didn't. And it comes to, that's how I was brought up. I was brought up to where you need to be submissive. You're the women. You need to handle everything. If your man is out here, don't speak.
Just take it, basically. Just take it.
Yeah, I think one day I was in the shower just showering, because I think a lot of people, think the most when you're showering.
It's a privacy that we have that no one can come into.
And one day I was literally thinking, why do I take so much? Why do I allow for people to just walk all over me, use me? Because it's not just in my marriage. I think, like, through my friendships, through, like, people that I come across.
So it's a pattern.
Yes.
It was just overall.
Yes.
You were doing it with everyone, not
with
just
everyone.
him.
I kind of just allow people to walk all over me, use me, because it was also like that with my brothers. It would come and use me, ask me for money, and I would just be like, here, like, like, super sweet, and like, okay, I'm gonna help you because you're my family, like
that's the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's the right thing to do. And then one day I was just like, why do I take so much? I was like, oh my God. Like, you were brought up like that. Like, your grandma, your mom, like, they're just telling you, you got to do this. You got to do this.
Sometimes, man, when you got to be careful, man. Had a friend that, found out how much I made, and person was like, oh man, well, you got, it came to the point where, like, I noticed, and I was like, nah, bro, I can't this time. Well, you got money, man. You make good money. I'm like, man, whoa, that's none of your business. Well, you make more than me. Like what the, like, yeah, you got to be careful with people, man. She's right on that.
Do this, I don't care. I just beat your ass, but you got to keep going. Like, I just fucking beat your ass all day, and you got to get up and
Mira,
keep
te das
moving.
la vuelta y le sigues.
Yeah, like you're mentally, verbally abusive, and you just kind of get used to that and thinking that it's okay
And normal.
and normal.
And it's
then
not.
just one day, and I was in the show. I was like,
What was that? Because I would just say, Caballero said because it was before her surgery. LOL. That's the answer. She needed attention from other guys and validation. This is what happens when you talk too much. Yeah. What's up, Dylan? Thank you. How you doing, man? Shout out to you. Let me hit you with a Don DeMarco. Yeah, man. I mean, attention, man. You know, the attention that you get after you get fit and all that, and then with the clout, you know, you start feeling a certain way, man. You start looking good. You start feeling fly. You know, and it's gonna be different. But you gotta remember, man. I don't know. You gotta have the communication, man. Day one, not 15 years. But at the same time, I don't know what happened. Once again, I can't judge her. And once again, I'm not justifying what the dude did.
that's why it takes so much. This is the reason why.
You found it kind of clicked, and you're like, this is why
clicked.
I can change that.
Yes, I can change that. I was like, no, you're gonna stand up for yourself now. Like, this is where we're at. But I was already at like, yeah, I'm fed up. I don't think there's any turning back to that. Like,
It was
this
too
is
late
what
for
I
him to
want.
change.
Like, I was just,
This is what
and
you're
there was a
not-
lot of times that I.
This Wichona girls don't really be about the life they claim. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's let me see. Read the next one. It's all fake. All up front. There's a lot of social media influencers out there, man, that they they look a certain way, they dress a certain way, they buy clothes. There's a lot of influencers that I've heard, that they go to the stores, they buy the clothes to dress up, and then they return them. You know, I used to hear they used to do that for the clubs, but now for the podcast, to do podcasts, they order shit, from online, and they return it. That's next level shit, right? That's some next level shit.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
But I would tell them, like, don't act like that. There's gonna be a day that you're just gonna you're gonna push me to my limits, because everybody has a limit. I got there with my first husband. I got to the limit where, like, this is done. I'm done. He can be crawling on the floor begging for me, like, because he begged for me, and there was nothing that this man can do to turn me.
When she said, "Don't push me to the limit," they say girls, usually when you break up, as a male, when you break up with a woman, we usually, like, it's like something that we're like, yeah, I'm gonna break up with you, But when females, most of the time, when females break up with a guy, it's not because, they're right there and then at that moment, they were just like, oh, you know what, this is not for me. They already know. They planned it. They already knew they were gonna let you go. And I think right here, she already know. Once she told them, like, hey, you know what, one day you're gonna, you're gonna be like, well, that's it. It's just, she already knew. She was like, you know what, I'm gonna start getting ready, or you know what, I gotta bounce. I gotta get out.
Oh, say like throw yourself into that.
Yes.
But with the second one, I started to learn, the older you get, that communication is key.
100%.
Like, I think that you do need to speak when you're not being treated right. There is zero reasons why us women, we hold back. And I think that's where I fucked up. To where if I would have put my foot down like the way I did in the last year and a half,
They be doing too much.
if I would have done that like 3-4 years ago, I think this man would have been like, oh yeah, if I don't get my shit together, like, she's gonna fucking leave me.
Okay.
But I don't know why I didn't have the balls to
I'm
do
so
that back
glad
then.
I never
Because
got
there's-
involved with marriage. These women are toxic.
She wanted to do it, so she's saying that she wanted to do it for a while. She wanted to leave, so earlier she said that what she learned about the first marriage was communication, right?
How dare you?
I guess she didn't really learn about communication. Or she learned about it, but she didn't apply it. She waited a while. Not blaming her. We were learning from it, ladies, gents. Gotta have that communication, man. Right off the bat, man. Let people know, let your partner know, okay, we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna be together. But I'm letting you know from that moment now that I don't like this shit, or I'm doing this. And I just want to let you know, because this is what I do. This is what, where I go. And if you don't like it, that way I know we don't get into this whole bullshit. or this relationship and end up breaking up later.
Can't keep someone around for revenge and then leave and expect the dude NT to react like brute. Two wrongs don't make a right, but PPL have limits, and this chick is toxic AF. She don't get mad, she gets even.
Yeah, that's what it sounds. But it's crazy. So we're
Even though I feel like I wish I had like what these other girls had, to where they get married and they're man, because there is men out there. There is men out there that they praise their women and they acknowledge how great of a woman, mom, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, whether you're a stay-home mom, or you go out and you make money just like your husband does, but they don't treat them like shit.
They allow them to walk in that, and they support it and empower it.
Yeah, because like I said, I don't have an issue with being submissive. I think like us as women, but there's an extent to that. You know, there's an extent to where you can be submissive to your man. You can be in your femininity with your man. I'm okay with that in my house. If my man could put me in my femininity, I'm going to stay there. You're my king. I'm going to treat you like 100%. You are my everything.
For sure.
But the moment that you don't treat me good and you don't appreciate who I am, like even my person of who I am, and you don't allow me to be me to my fullest, like I'll eventually get to the point where like, yeah, I'm appreciated.
Yeah.
Because I hated that's who I am with my first marriage and this one. I hated the fact that I can be submissive to you and I can be this wonderful woman, because I'm a girl. This is my day to day. I go to work, I come home, I take care of my kids, I feed them, I clean. I'm very domestic. Like I'll clean my household. Like I'll make sure my shit is clean. I'll make sure that my stuff is organized.
You handle all your responsibilities,
everything,
and some.
And all I want you to do is treat me like I should be treated.
Yes, and
allow me to be me.
I bet if she didn't have her next victim lined up, she'd still be there. Why? Because dollar.
Allow me to be me. But, I mean, there was the new me, right? I mean, or the person that she found out she was really, man. She wanted to do. That's what she wanted to do, and that was it. But she should have left, man, a long time ago. Once again, I'm not saying that this could have changed or this justifies it. It doesn't. We're just learning. We're just learning a little bit about her through this interview, and
it's a sad situation, honestly. Dude lost his cool and couldn't handle losing to his. It's like, bro, if the relationship is toxic or it's NT working out, let it go. It's NT worth it, bro.
Yeah, just let it go. Yeah, man, that guy should have let it go. But it's just, I mean, they had 3 kids together, right? They lived for 16 years. It's not like there's a meme that I saw. They say, don't compare your relationship of 16 years to a relationship of 2 months. It's you can't compare. Because at the beginning of the relationship, what happens, bro? You are at your 100%. You're like all like being all lovely dovely, showing attention,
follow us on Instagram,
opening
and
doors,
stay connected at Activate.
Opening doors, right? Paying for the meal, getting this, getting the flowers, getting that. And females are going to be like, no, then they're faking this. Like, nobody's faking it, because at the same time, girls, females, that's where you guys get all cute, get dressed up, get the makeup going on, dress nice. And a couple of months later, man, you guys feel more relaxed, more like yourselves. Next thing you know, you guys are in sweats visiting them. So 2 months, I mean, I'm not saying, I don't know how many months they were together. They keep on saying they were business partners, but some people are saying that they were together, or they I think we're gonna see a video that the husband finds them inside the car, and but once again, going back, you can't compare a relationship of 2 months with a marriage. See, there's a difference. There's a difference, and the podcast, the podcaster's talking about this kind of like giving examples. I don't know if she's focusing on the marriage, but this is a marriage. What you're talking about is a relationship, dating, So you can't, once again, you can't compare 2 months of dating someone to your 16 years of marriage. It's, you gotta, me, myself, man, like her, once again, that being out there, or it looked like you were out on a date, right? I would have, oh, wait. No, you can't wait. They were already, like, they weren't even divorced and this and that, man. 16 years. You think this person's not going to feel like, going to say, oh, okay, we're just separated. So, nah, man. Especially this person wanted to stay with her. This person wanted to make it work, even though it was not going to work. But this guy was not mentally there, and I don't know what made him lose it. Well, I guess we're trying to learn, right? A little bit. So let's keep on going.
Me.
And that's already
Don't
hard.
stop me. Don't prevent me from doing things, or don't, I think like when you're in a situation like that, I hate that in the two marriages that I just give myself, like completely give myself to, where I feel like there's a part where these men start taking advantage of that.
You see, yeah, there was this female friend that I said, I told her, man, I hate when like you're like nice to somebody, and then this person is not nice to you back, and they're like, well, why do you expect somebody to be nice to you, if you're doing something nice for them? Like, oh, because it's like, well, you're doing this for out of kindness, or you're doing this because you want something in return. No, because wow. They're like, no, you shouldn't expect nothing back. So, but she was being in a certain way, but she didn't want to be like that. I don't know.
Support it and empower it.
Yeah, because like I said, I don't have an issue with being submissive. I think like us as women, but there's an extent to that.
Oh, for sure.
There's an
Yeah, I feel like the other chick, to a certain extent, like she was kind of feeding, saying, speak. Okay, let me go back over here. It's hard to even. Okay. Yeah, two. I mean, I'm sorry to say it, man, but 2 marriages and you're just finding out, what you want. It's crazy. It does not justify a person, unaliving you. It does not. But it's wild. It's wild. I'm gonna try to find the links to their GoFundMe pages. I think the ex-husband has a GoFundMe page. Don't judge me. I don't want you guys judging me. You guys can comment whatever, say whatever you guys want, but I'm just general speaking, right? But I'm gonna try to share all 3. People are gonna be like, "Oh, why the husband and this and that?" He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't, but the kids do, man. Because at the end of the day, they all left. She had I think she had 3 kids with the new husband, and then she had, I think, 4 with the previous marriage. Some people were saying that there was 2 marriages, 3, before this. I don't know. And then the guy that Hector, he left 4 kids. That's man. That's the only reason why I'm going to share the GoFundMe page, man, because just thinking about the kids, thinking about the kids, and my condolences to them. Wow. Hit the like button. Let's keep on going.
extent to where you can be submissive to your man, you can be in your femininity with your man. I'm okay with that in my house. If my man could put me in my femininity, I'm gonna stay there. You're my king. I'm gonna treat you like 100%. You are my everything.
For sure.
But the moment that you don't treat me good and you don't appreciate who I am, like even my person of who I am, and you don't allow me to be me to my fullest, like I'll eventually get to the point where like, yeah, I'm not appreciated.
Yeah.
Because I hated that's who I am with my first marriage and this one. I hated the fact that I can be submissive to you and I can be this wonderful woman because I'm a girl. This is my day to day. I go to work. I come home. I take care of my kids. I feed them. I clean. I'm very domestic. Like I'll clean my household. Like I'll make sure my shit is clean. I'll make sure that my stuff is organized.
You handle all your responsibilities.
Everything.
And some.
And all I want you to do is treat me like I should be treated.
Yes. And
allow me to be me.
And that's already
Don't
hard.
stop me. Don't prevent me from doing things. Or don't, I think like
That's basic stuff that you're supposed to do. Even as a male, me, I get here, I do what I got to do. I see dishes, I wash them, I clean, throw the trash. That's part of the marriage. It's not something special or. Now, I don't know if the other dude was cleaning, whatever, but I'm sure he was. For what I heard, he had 2 jobs, right? Se va con el mejor apostor. That's the bottom line. Rest in peace to all. Yeah. We see, dude. How many don't have an OF? They're saying that she was gonna make an OF if she did. But at the same time, my wife just doing an OF. That's a no. That's a negative. We got 7 kids here, and mom's gonna do an OF. Nah, man, nah. That's another red flag too. But I don't know if it's true that she was gonna get an OF. I don't know if he knew that's another thing too that he messed up, man. If he seen that this relationship was not going anywhere, just walk away, bro. Message to all the dudes out there, bro. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Especially if you have kids, taking somebody's life that's very dumb, and leaving. Because even if you would have served that guy, let's say the cop wouldn't have unalived them, he would have been to jail, man. I mean, this guy didn't think. He's like he was being selfish too, you know. Hey, man, well, I'm gonna go for a long time for sure. I'm gonna be in jail. You know, this dude, no, this guy was thinking with his little emotions, and now he's not even here. That's a jacked up part, and that's where I want, guys and girls here tuning in, that you guys learn from this. You guys learn that when it's time, man. And once again, man, it runs into Latin culture, Hispanic culture, Mexican culture. That bullshit of see, nadie te tiene. If I don't can't have you, no one is. Voy a pelear por su amor. It's like, nah, bro. Like, you ain't fighting for nothing and no one but your kids, your loved ones, And if the la mujer no te quiere, you just walk away. You know what I mean? Como dicen en español, right? Si aquí se rompió una taza, cada quien a su casa. Y para que entiendan mejor, como dice el dicho, aquí se rompió una jerga y cada quien, let's keep on playing the
when you're in a situation like that, I hate that in the two marriages that I just give myself, like completely give myself to, where I feel like there's a part where these men start taking advantage of that. I don't know,
because
if it's
they know
just
they
me.
have, it's what it is. It's like,
he did mess up a big time target. This perfect for a bomb. Sooner than later. Yeah, she should have walked away. Just been like, I'm out. Okay, there's domestic violence. The way she's saying, I'm out. Let's go. Let's get out. And I agree with her. I agree with the podcasters, what they're saying. You're going through shit like this, you get out. You know what I mean? You get out. There's a lot of institutions out there that they help single mothers. You get out. Don't put your kids too, because also too, she was allowing, if this was going on, then she was putting her kids through a lot of stuff, right? Not only her, him too. So, and dudes, you guys got to stop simping and charge it to the game and just walk away. Do it for your kids. If you love the person, just let her go, man. That's it. Like they say, right? And I'm trying to be respectful, right? But like they say, she was never yours. It was just your turn, right? So that's it. So he did that and he paid for it right away. Because if he wouldn't have been unalive right now, it would have been a different topic. Maybe would have heard another his side of the story, but just man out there, man, don't do stupid shit, especially if you have kids. Ponte las pilas, pónganse las pilas, man. Women, females out there, women. This goes for you ladies, man. You got crazy dudes out there. I always tell you guys, if you're married, don't start dating. Don't start doing, como dicen en español, no hagas cosas buenas que parezcan malas, right? Don't be doing things that are good, but they don't look good, right? So no, but Ray, she didn't deserve. I'm not saying she deserved it. I'm saying, once again, we're learning from this whole case, this situation. We just like we learned with Lorena Bobbitt. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that case. It was this lady from Orange County. I think the husband was cheating, and homegirl cut his chingadera off, right? And now it goes both ways. So just learn from this. You know what I mean? Play it safe and just get away. I know she got they saying that she got a restriction order. I don't know, but that shit don't protect you.
It's like they know they have you, and they know that
she's not gonna go nowhere.
You're fully committed, you're fully loyal, and she's not going anywhere.
Oh,
and I have it.
Oh, yeah, she bounced, right? The older daughter.
Good here.
Yes.
So they start to get comfortable, and they start to get to where they're at now,
Yeah,
right?
you're
But
too
then
comfortable.
what they don't understand is that a woman like you eventually starts to see that. I think any woman,
Any woman, right?
Any
Not
woman,
just
I'm
me.
sorry, any woman, let me rephrase that. Any woman starts to notice when, and everything clicks. I'm not happy. What are they providing? What are they bringing? What are they
Yes.
not? It's hard not to look at the pros and the cons of this is what I'm putting into the relationship and this is what they're putting into the relationship. I'm not treated equally. I'm not being respected. I'm not
And
being
I'm out here
loved.
hustling.
And I'm not doing anything wrong besides being a mother.
But see, she was speaking out of a relationship, dating. This was not a relationship, and I'm not disagreeing with what she's saying, the host here. But don't get the people confused, right? Don't get the people confused. And I know it was kind of hard because she's trying to focus, and it's hard when you're running the show. But it's dating is one thing, and being in a marriage is different. You know, because the reason why I'm saying this is because people get confused. Oh, they try to treat their marriage as if they were dating, and you can't do that. You can't be treating your marriage as if you're still dating. No, and vice versa. You can't be treating your relationship, who you're dating, as you guys were married, because the people are gonna look at you like you're fucking crazy, and then they're gonna leave you.
A
And a
wife
hustler.
and a hustler, and that's bothering you because I'm not catering you to your every need.
Yeah.
I need to be submissive in your way,
Yeah.
not in the actual way that it should be.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Like, I'll be submissive, but you have to also feed into like the good things that I bring in
Mhm.
and just, I think appreciation. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I was a perfect wife. Like, cause I wasn't. I think like my biggest thing that I learned with the first one, I was so young. It
Right.
was,
Yes.
I
Yes.
feel like I can't
Yes.
even compare to that.
Yes.
Because I was so young, so naive. Like I was a teen mom. I'm looking for protection financially, all of that,
Yeah.
to where you kind of just throw yourself into that.
Yes.
But with the second one, I started to learn the older you get that communication is key.
100%.
Like I think that you do need to speak when you're not being treated right. There is zero reasons why us women we hold back. And I think that's where I fucked up. To where if I would have put my foot down like the way I did in the last year and a half, I think if I
Changes
would have
would have
done
been
that like
done.
3-4 years ago, I think this man would have been like, oh yeah, if I don't get my shit together, like she's gonna fucking leave me.
Okay.
But I don't know why I didn't have the balls to do that back then. Because there's women out there that will be like, no, you're not gonna treat me like that. Like,
Yeah.
because I've seen it.
Yeah.
And then these men will check themselves, but then I, for some reason, did not have the balls to do that. I don't know why. I just didn't.
Mhm.
And it comes to, that's how I was brought up. I was brought up to where you need to be submissive. You're the women. You need to handle everything. If your
Don't
man is out
speak.
here, don't speak.
Just take it, basically. Just
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah, I think one day I was in the shower just showering, because I think a lot of people think the most when you're showering.
It's it's a privacy that we have that no one can come into here for sure.
And one day I was literally thinking, why do I think God you
Professor.
motivate me to go to the gym? Like I just saw your story that
inspire
you went.
me.
There's not gonna be no way impossible that I'm gonna stay with you. So keep pushing me, keep pushing me, keep pushing. It's gonna take me a while to get there, but I'm gonna get there if you continue this path.
Right.
So, and I got there. I got to that point where I was like, I'm done. I'm starting this whole new adventure with this whole fitness, and it's giving me this confidence, and it
It's
was
empowering you in many different ways, not just in your outer appearance, but in so many other aspects of life.
Internally, it was like
Yes.
empowering me.
Yes.
And then when I would get like these DMs, even though I had like maybe 30, 40, 50K followers, I would get like these DMs from these women, and they would tell me, oh my God, you motivate me to go to the gym. Like I just saw your story that
inspire
you went
me.
to work and you come home and with your kids and making food, and then your ass is at the gym at freaking 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Like you're empowering me. Like,
sure.
you motivate me to get up and do
Yes.
this shit. And then that's when I was thinking like, oh my God, I do a lot. Like it started like dawning into
When
my
people
head.
started telling you what they
Yes.
saw of you, it's when it clicked. Like I do,
Yes.
because the way that is like, I think we live in it, so we don't take account into our daily normal
Yes.
life. But when somebody else points it out, it's kind of like, well, wow, it does get you thinking.
Yes,
I
it got
do
me thinking.
so many things that it's probably not normal to some people.
No.
Because girl, you told me your schedule, and we all have a routine. But you do
A lot.
absolutely a lot in the 24-hour spans that you have.
Literally. And I'm okay with that. I don't know why I'm okay with that. That's how I thrive.
Mhm.
I've had people like my friend Nika, she's always constantly telling me like, girl, how in the fuck do you do it?
Yeah.
How in the hell
I
do
think that was
you?
one of the first questions I asked
I know.
you. Yes.
Like, how in the fuck do you do it? I don't know. I just manage my time wisely, and my gym time is literally non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Non-negotiable because I know what it does for me mentally.
Yes.
I love that I go to the gym and I literally just lock in and just forget about my crazy ass work, because my job itself, me managing employees, is not easy.
Mm-mm.
My job, working at a corporate job and managing 30 plus employees, is
Jeez,
mentally destroying.
damn.
I can.
She was doing a lot. What time for the relationship though? No, I mean I can't judge her. I mean, it got to the point where she, I guess, was just focused on work, the chores, the kids, being a mom, and then the gym, right? I mean, what about the weekend? What about the weekend? I mean, family time. There was that extra time going to the gym. I mean, I'm sure she was there more than 2 hours. I don't know. But home dude should have. I agree. Should have checked himself. Homeboy, the husband, should have checked himself, and realized, hey man, charge it to the game. She's not feeling you. She's not there with you no more, and thought, because that was selfish. Let's be honest. Even though she did cheat on her, she didn't. Not thinking about the kids. That's the number one thing. That is the number one thing. The kids. That you need to think about. It's like, because right there you're just thinking about you. Confronting her, and she should have just set his ass down. And I'm saying it with respect. Rest in peace. And just start thinking about what to do. The next move for him and his kids. I just don't get it. Why so many women act like they were in Trump Tower? Like, come on, of your high horse, Cloud. At least bring something to the table and not 7 kids. Whoa. Okay. Super selfish. It was selfish, on both sides, but because she should have told him right off the bat, especially if there was like this guy was being violent, and he should have stopped thinking about himself and thought about his kids, right? Like, that's it and move on. I'm gonna kind of fast forward a little bit because it's still got a couple of minutes, and I'm trying to go to the next.
It really is. The job is very rewarding when you have employees that appreciate you and that you come in and you teach them so many things. But then there's also another side of it that job just keeps running. Like every day is a constant work. Mm-hmm. You have investigations, patients yelling at you, calling you, telling you all this crap, talking shit to you, talking about your employees.
Very demanding.
Very demanding. Very, very demanding. So it's very mentally exhausting. Mm-hmm. And that's what I would tell this second marriage, my soon-to-be ex-husband. I would tell him, like, my job itself is already exhausting. So you adding more mentally exhausting
soon-to-be ex-husband
stuff, I don't even know how in the hell I take so much. Mm-hmm. Like I tell my kids all the time, I don't know how I'm able to be like so resilient and just keep it moving, keep taking all this crap, and unfortunately not fall like these other people to where you're not mentally okay, or you have
crazy
like
thoughts.
Crazy thoughts. Have I been there? Fuck yeah. Have I been where I'm in my room fucking crying and having depression moments? Hell yeah. But there's just something in me that just snaps me the fuck out of it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like my guardian angels, or I don't know. I could be in a depression mode for like a day or two and something just tells me get dressed up. Like, let's go. Like, let's go.
You cried it?
Yeah, you cried that shit.
Social media, vanity, and fame got to her. That's all.
That's all. And maybe she saw that, like the host said, her shit was popping off. She was getting money, not only from her job, but also to the social media and money security, right? Because also
it takes a strong man to get through divorce and family court while also on the receiving end of her insults.
Right. Hey, what's up? Shout out to Jurgonite. What's going on? Welcome to the live stream. Thank you for tuning in. Hey y'all. Yeah. That's what the thing I can think of, right? That maybe she didn't move out because she wasn't monetary or money stable. She wasn't stable because when a female will move out, man, she right away. It's not like us guys that we're like kind of like, oh man, no, and maybe she wasn't money wise. She wasn't ready, and then the moment that she's all like, well, okay, I'm good, I'm out,
Shit out, like get your ass up.
Yeah, it's a new day.
Yeah, it's a new day. Fuck it, Mm-hmm. And then work also takes me away from like any personal shit or anything that you have going on. Like work is like my escape, and gym is definitely my escape.
I don't think people understand like the type of escape that it means. It's in every aspect. Yeah, I've said this before. We leave it at the gym. We leave it at the weights, right? For sure. And it's not just physical. It's mental. It's emotional. It's psychological. Literally. And you're challenging yourself in different ways that you also apply in other areas of life.
Discipline. discipline and everything.
Yes.
I feel like I've already had that because my grandma installed that discipline in me,
Mhm.
but I didn't think I had it this much until fitness, when I started taking fitness, because it does take a lot of discipline.
Right.
It takes a lot of like commitment for you to take your ass to the gym.
Oh, it does.
You know,
It's not motivation. People
No.
don't need to understand that. The motivation comes and goes, and it's a temporary emotion, as opposed to discipline is something that you do whether you feel like it or you don't.
You don't.
And
Yeah.
it's something that it's a daily. It's in my routine. I'm gonna get it in. Some people do it at a certain time. Some people make sure that they get it in at whatever time
Yes.
they can.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I feel like you have so much going on. So you have your job that you just told us about. You're a mom of 6.
Yes.
The gym is literally a lifestyle, and that requires time.
Yeah.
And you also now, like you said, your personal training.
Yes.
You have an online app for personal training.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So you have online clients.
Yes.
So not only personal in person, I'm sorry,
Yes.
but you also have online.
Yes.
And I know you launched your fitness wear.
Or fitness wear. Yes.
All of this. All of
Yes.
this, all the titles, all there's so many different titles, and there's so many different things that she's doing,
That's
and
dope.
there is no excuse.
No,
You're a
literally.
perfectly great example of that. That we
She
women
was doing it,
literally
man.
not only can do so
She was
much
hustling.
and be mothers,
Yes.
okay, and be entrepreneurs and handle businesses and handle all these things, but at the same time we do it while we're going through so many
Yeah.
things, and people, I feel like
Don't even know.
a lot of people with this podcast are really going to get to know you
Yeah.
and what you've gone through and what's made Gloria,
Yes.
and what you're currently going through, because you're
Yes.
going through the separation
Yes.
as we speak. Am I
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I see you on social media and I see you in person now, and it doesn't, girl, like the fact that you're going through all this,
Yeah.
no se nota.
Yeah.
¿Entiendes?
No,
But-
yeah, people even think that I'm going through a divorce and how mentally distraughting that is. And especially when you're with someone that is just constantly trying to bring you down and thinking that you're not going to amount to anything with me, you ain't shit. Because I got to that point where
But what he doesn't understand is that when these men in general, what they don't understand is that when they speak like that, it's like a fuel. I'm going to prove
Yes.
you wrong.
Yes.
I don't need you.
Yeah.
You ain't got to prove nobody wrong but yourself. You know? Just move out. Just move out. We're learning from this, man. I want you guys, ladies, gents, to learn from this, man. Don't wait. If you're not happy, if you're unhappy, especially if you're in an unhappy marriage, man, I am not a professional, whatever, but I will say, man, reach for help. If help doesn't work, have communication. In this case, she was talking about she learned communication, but there was no communication in the beginning. You know, it took about 14 years for her to tell, you know, the dude, like, hey, man, I'm outie, you know. I told you before. And once again, I'm not justifying it. I'm just learning from this. I'm just, you know, sharing with you guys.
Yes.
That's what you're not understanding. I'm leaving you because I don't need you and I can't
Exactly.
take this anymore.
yes.
So at this point, you telling me you're going to need me and you're going to
Yeah.
not do anything.
Yeah.
It's crazy because do you not see what I'm already doing?
Yeah. And then also think like, you know, obviously, you know, I'm not going to tell you that I wasn't worried or wasn't scared
Of
because, you know,
course.
you're in the second marriage and you have, you know, I have these 3 other small kids that I'm like, shit, you know, I'm going to go through another separation. But then with my daughter leaving, my kids are going to be okay. And this is where my older kids come in, because I feel like if I didn't have older kids that already went through a first separation,
Mhm.
that they're over here telling
And
me,
now
like,
that
mom,
she's
they're going
on
to be
this
fine. Like, we
point,
were fine.
Can't
Like,
create
and
a
I
business
think
on
what
lies
happens
either.
with them being okay, even though my
You
son
can't
tells me,
get
because
a
with my son,
BBL,
when
then
we separated
come
when he
out
was like
and
1
have
years
a
old, as soon as after
PhD in
Adam, it only
fitness.
lasted like a few more months and
Mm.
we're like, we're out,
Right.
you know, because a baby was not going to keep me with you.
That's right.
And he sometimes says like, man, I wish that you and my dad were together, but
But what he doesn't understand is that when these men
She said.
in general, what they don't understand is that when they speak like that, it's like a fuel. I'm going to prove
Yes.
you wrong.
Yes.
I don't need you.
Yes.
That's what you're not understanding. I'm leaving you because I don't need you and I can't
Exactly.
take this anymore.
yes,
So at this point, you telling me you're going to need me and you're going to
Yeah.
not do anything.
I'm like, shit, you know, I'm going to go through another separation. But then with my daughter leaving, my kids are going to be okay. And this is where my older kids come in, because I feel like if I didn't have older kids that already went through a first separation,
Mhm.
that they're over here telling me like, mom, they're going to be fine. Like, we were fine. Like, and
Wow.
I think what happens with them being okay, even though my son tells me, because with my son, when we separated when he was like 1 year old, as soon as after I had him, it only lasted like a few more months and we're like, we're out,
Right.
you know, because a baby was not going to keep me with you.
That's right.
Oof.
And he sometimes says like, man, I wish that you and my dad were together, but I get it. You know, I get it. You know, like, I wish you guys were, but I understand,
Mhm.
you know, because I obviously didn't see you guys together. I didn't grow up seeing you guys as a couple.
Right.
So I feel like he doesn't know what that looks like,
Yes.
to where he doesn't feel like he had like this, to where a lot of kids have a lot of like
Trauma.
mental trauma,
Mhm.
to where he didn't have that. And I think what helped was that I would always communicate with them a lot, you know, and then his dad being around, it also, I think it is mentally good for them.
Yes.
You know, to where it
Yes.
doesn't affect them
For sure.
so bad. So I feel like with my older kids, of me telling them like, oh my God, am I a bad mom because I'm going to separate again? Like, another marriage, like, oh my God, I don't want to hurt my little kids, because this is something that he would tell me.
Right.
She
You're
signed
going to
her
screw up
death
the kids. You're going
certificate
to,
with this podcast.
Yeah, this if I don't know what condition the husband was, but Man, imagine if we were like drinking and hearing this thing. I mean, once again, I'm like, okay, she's just expressing herself, but I'm like, if I'm with somebody, dating or married, and then this person goes to another podcast, I'm not gonna do what he did, right?
Yup.
But this is gonna piss me off. I'm gonna be like, yo, whoa, first, because this is kind of like defamation, right? Especially this could have been like I would have taken it as defamation. I would have been like, hey man, like I'm not gonna act crazy, but if this is affecting my business. Now let's say I'm doing my podcast and they're painting me to do this. I'm gonna start losing money, but I'm not gonna. Once again, I'm gonna do what he did, right? Because I don't think that justifies it. But if he wasn't mentally stable like that, this thing for sure must have had him like. Then if homeboy, the other dude, I mean, was taunting him, teasing him, then the guy was supposedly simping the other guy. And guys, do not, if you are dating and you find out that this person is married.
She's expressing herself, but their lies activate. She's painting a picture and a whole facade that's not true.
She's
exactly defaming.
Yeah, it's defamation, bro. Like of character and defamation. Because this easily, like, if I would have had, a person that I was dating come out doing stuff like that, this for sure is defamation. Would make me look bad. If I would have been still married, this oh man, probably even my will make me look bad, right? With my current job or people around. But once again, man, guys out there, ladies, even ladies, if you guys are dating somebody and this person, because we see it a lot, and you guys know it. You always meet somebody, you always meet a girl, you always meet a guy here and there that is trying to rap to you or you're getting with, and they tell you, I'm going to tell you something. I'm married, but we're already separating. Okay, we're in the middle of a divorce. You know what you do? You get out.
Oh, say less.
You get out, man. You run for the hills. You get out.
Shit.
And don't look back, man, because you're messing around with a married man, with a married woman still. I don't care if they tell you they're separating. No. Because there's still something there that's still tying them up. Even if it's a signature, a paper, not only is the paper, the signature, it's that the thought of like, well, we're still married. Don't, ladies, gents, I repeat, do not stay away from people. Let them heal. Let them finish their whole thing, because it's not right. It's just not right. Okay? It's not. Ladies, gentlemen, if you are married or in the middle of a separation, do not get people in danger. If you have somebody that's trying to date you, you have somebody that is trying to go out with you, even if they say they're down, do not put them in danger. Okay? Let's learn from this situation, because we have a person. Oh yeah, but he was there. He was down with it. He said he didn't care. She said she didn't care. She said she loved me. She said it was cool. She was cool if I was going through a separation. Anyway, she said, or he said that soon I was gonna I was gonna be divorced. Don't be selfish and think about that person, man. No hagas cosas que parezcan malas. Don't be out there on dates with this person that you might put in danger, man. Be responsible. Okay? And I'm speaking to the people that come into the show, because we talk about true crime, we talk about dating, and we learn from the videos that we see. I'm not judging her. I don't know her life. I don't justify what he did. You know, I think it was wrong. You know, it's sad that these kids are you know, from the Sancho business partner, her, the husband, they all had kids, man. They all had kids, have kids. And they all played a part, man. They all played a part to this. You know, think about the other people. Don't put people in danger, man. Make sure everything's out, signed off. You don't have no link to that person. The person doesn't love you, wants to break up with you. Don't be selfish. Think about your kids. You know, you're dating somebody that is getting divorced. Muscles, guns, and whatever. They're not going to protect you from crazy. You got people that snap just like this guy did. You know? Don't think with your little head, man. Like Sugar Free says, right? Those that think with their little head get a little ahead. Okay? No piensen con la cabecita. Let's go.
Mentally mess them up, and then other people would tell me, no, the mental part is that them seeing you argue all the time,
100%,
and you not
that's
being
more
happy.
traumatic.
That is more traumatic, for sure. And then you can hear a lot of these stories where kids that grew up in that type of environment, that's what they remember.
Yes,
they remember their kids constantly fighting, their parents constantly fighting and not getting along, and using the kids in between and blah blah blah. Because I've caught myself doing that. Yeah, you know, and I was like, yeah, this is not healthy. This is not healthy for my kids. Yeah, you know, they want to see somebody happy. You know, so when obviously my twins at that last year, because they just turned 8, so they're seeing all this stuff. Even my little kids were like, Mom, yeah, you need to get a divorce. My little ones,
when they're noticing it,
they're like, yeah, Mom, you need to get a divorce.
Yeah,
like, yeah,
because they're not seeing a happy home. They're seeing a home that's under one where we have mom and dad, but it's very unhealthy and it's traumatic. Yeah, and you're showing them like, I'm just taking when that's not really how it should be. Yeah, and all because you're trying to keep a 2-parent household. And like you said, you know, this is my second marriage. Like you have all these doubts that he's instilled in you, and all these things that he's thinking,
putting this fear in me. He's putting this fear and thinking you're not going to amount to nothing. I'm the one that's done everything for you. Blah, 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 you know, so
you built me,
you built me, yes. You know, like without me, you ain't shit. You know, so thankful for my older kids, because I feel like if they weren't in the picture, I think I would still be in that marriage fully unhappy, because I hadn't been unhappy for a couple years. This is not just a year. This is not just a month. We're talking about years.
You took enough until you said I can't anymore.
Until that day, I'll never forget what that day looked like, because you get that feeling. You know, a lot of women that go through this hardship of like battling like shit.
I told you guys earlier, man. A man, when a man breaks up with a girl, with a female, you know, it's like we make up our mind there, right there and there. You know, when a female breaks up with a dude, it's not that she made up her mind right there and then. It was just something that she already knew, she was planning, and then she just, you know, let you go right there. They made up their mind. They're not gonna come back. They're not gonna. There's no. Okay, let's make up this time. Dudes, they're easy to be like, okay, let's get back. Girls, nah, man.
Should I get a divorce? But I'm not happy. Should I stay with him? Should I not? You know, stuff like that. What was I gonna say about that? There's something that just clicks in you. Like, this shit is over. Like, there's no turning back. Like, that's it. I can't, you know? So when, like with my first marriage, when I've had conversations with women back then, like, how did you get there? How did you know? You just fucking know. Like, you get that deep feeling that when you're done, you're done. Yes. And there's nothing that they can do or say to get you back. Yeah. It probably, I don't know how some of these couples honestly can put in the work and get back together. That's not me. I'm set in my ways to where like you.
Jeez.
And I'm like that with friendships and with family members. You do me wrong, you're done with me. Yeah. I would literally just like.
Yeah, but with friendships, I'm sure she was just, that's it, you know, right there and there. With the marriage, she waited.
Like the Cancer sign, to where I'll just pull myself away and you will never hear from me. Yeah. I will leave quietly. And that's it. And I will see you from a distance and deuces. Like, that's literally me. Like, if you do not bring nothing good into my life and you just continue to just bring me down, it's going to take me a lot to remove myself. But once I remove myself, I remove myself forever. Forever. Yes. And that's just, that's just who I am. But yeah, you just get to the point where like, you're done. Wow. And that's where I'm at with that one. I am currently going through not so beautiful separation, because obviously, you know, we bought a house together, we have things together, and that's where it starts to get a little bit hairy. And this is where I tell a lot of people, and I even tell him too, like, right now you're in your feelings, you know, you feel a certain way because I've been checked out, and you're like, all of a sudden you think that this was the perfect marriage, and I'm just doing this out of spite. No, I'm doing this because I'm choosing myself, and I choose to be happy, and I want to live a happy life. Like I told you earlier, I think something also, first, life changing for me was when my daughter moved out, to where I was like, oh my God, self-care. I need to look out for myself at the end of the day, because my kids are going to move out, and who's going to look out for me?
Right.
And then I'm in this unhappy marriage, and then my grandma passes away. And I just remember looking at her, like, we were in the hospital when she passed away. And then, they prepare the body to take it to the morgue. And I remember just asking the nurses, like, I don't mind staying here, like, because they clean I didn't even know that they literally clean your body. Like, they wipe you down, everything. They get you prepared for when the morgue comes get you. Like, the body needs to be clean. I didn't know that. So they kicked everybody out of the room, but I wanted to be there. I grew up with my grandma. So I was like, I want to see. I was curious to see, like, what they do to the body, like, when you die. But then I also wanted to be there. I don't know why. So me, and I think my daughter was there, my mom was like, yeah, like, if you want.
Oh, he was just a roommate. She didn't put him in the friend zone. She put the husband in the roommate's zone, right? Man, it's sad, man. It's sad. Man. Once again, man, I think, from the videos that I watched, man, she gives good advice, for exercise and stuff, and I mean, for what I've seen, and there's comments, that she does inspire people, but she needed to make up her mind long time ago, and I mean, maybe if her TikTok or her social media thing would have popped off, eventually she would have, like, left him though. But I think that's what made her make the decision, and then having the new guy right there back up, and her, like, right now she's saying, my daughter's moving out, eventually my other kids are gonna move out. Who's gonna take care of me? It's like, well, that's why you're married, right? But in her mind, she was not married anymore. He was just a roommate, and he didn't want to let go. And it's not right what he did. Once again, man.
You want to watch and stay here? Like, I want to stay here too. Yeah. And then my aunt was like, yeah, we don't mind. And the nurses were like, are you sure? Because this can be a little bit like, this can be traumatic, like, not a lot of people can handle something like that. And I was like, no, I want to be here. So I remember just sitting in the chair, just looking at her and thinking, like, damn, this lady had a hard ass life. Like, she lived as a widow at, like, I think at 30 years old. Her husband was murdered with 9 kids. Wow. Her baby was like 3 months old when he was killed. And this lady needed to hustle to make sure that these kids was fed, taken care of, that they grew up to be someone in life and be responsible. Because that's what she talked about. Like, I'm going to be damned that my kids were going to be losers and alcoholics or being in jail, whatever. She's like, I'm going to bust my ass for these kids to be something responsible, if anything. She didn't care that they became anything. It was just, you're going to be responsible. So I would just look at her and be like, damn, life is short. This lady died at 95 years old, which is not a lot. Yeah. And her life was hard. Yeah. And to put your life into someone else's hands to where that person is responsible, whether you're happy or not, fuck that. I'm like, I am not happy in this marriage. So little by little, something just kept telling me, like, what you're feeling is right. You're not happy in this marriage. And it's okay to get your ass out of it. Like, you've always been like this fucking thug and hauling ass.
You did it once. Why can't you do it again?
Yeah, why can't you do it again? Yeah. And you did it younger. Yeah. You were fucking 16 when you had a baby. You put your ass to school. You got yourself a fucking job. Like, you did all of this. How are you not gonna do this at fucking 40? Like, you got me fucked up. Like, I'm gonna do this shit. Yeah. So just little by little, but I still had this fear. Yeah. I still had this fear.
Fear is always gonna be there, right? It's just how we proceed to let it control us. Right? Yeah. Fear is always gonna be there, but it's, are we gonna listen to it? Or are we gonna feel it and then put it to the side and be like, no, I can't actually do this, right?
Yeah. And then I was
a lot of dudes
follow us on Instagram, a lot of dudes and stay connected at Activate.
They wouldn't take a woman in, with other kids, right? How many she had before? 4, right? 4. Yeah. But there's the exception now. And this guy was the exception. And unluckily he lost it. Sad, bro.
I also think, like, people come into your life for a reason.
100%.
Like, I was meant to be with my first husband and with this husband. Like, I was meant to be with them.
Everything that we go through is to mold us into who we're meant to be. And I feel like hearing your story and hearing about the women in your life. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, it came with a lot of hardship, but at the same time, you come from a lineage of strong women that are resilient, that are ambitious, that are driven. Yeah. And that is where you get it from. Yes. And I think that, you keep asking yourself, how do I do it?
Is she reading the script right here? Let me see.
How? Because all your ancestors did it. You get me? And if they were able to overcome all their hardships, and if we think about it, the way I see it is, we all have different circumstances, different upbringings, but they had their tough. Yeah. And we're having our tough, and our children will have their tough, right? Yes. But every generation, it gets less and less tougher, right? Yes. And with you, what you're asking yourself is, how do I keep going? I feel like you're breaking all the generational curses in the women. Yeah. And yes, I remember thinking to myself as well, my mom's single. I don't want to come from a single broken home. Like, I want to end that in my family. And then I realized there's nothing wrong with that. No. Because I'd rather be single and happy and in control of how I raise my children and what they see than to be in that 2-parent household and happy and just taking it. And this is how it should.
Single too.
Because that's teaching them to be unhappy.
Exactly.
And we, like you said,
You
have
got
one
kids, I
life.
mean.
And
literally one
we
life.
have been through so much. And I feel like we're looking at what we have been through, right? And everybody's going through their own journey, and God gives us what we can handle individually.
Yes.
But
She did it right. I mean, she's talking about, she's she was, I guess, she has kids and chose to be single, but the other girl should have done the same thing.
at the same time, we choose to look at that as
Probably
lessons
Chat
that
GPT.
turn us into who we're supposed to be.
Yes.
And I think you're walking in that, and it doesn't matter that.
She's reading the script or Mary's notes. I don't know. I mean, I do it on the go, right? I don't. Okay. Anyway.
Age that we are in, it's what we've been through that makes us who we are, and how
100%.
we look at life,
Yes.
right? And how we perceive it.
Yeah.
And I think we look at it as not victims, but as
Yes.
victors, and it's not going to
Experiences of life.
experiences of
Yeah.
life that are meant for us to teach our children to not follow in the same steps in
Yes.
different ways, right? But at the
Yes.
same time, I feel like not only a
It's
purpose,
all
but we
about her. She
deserve to
doesn't
be
care about
happy,
the
right?
people
And
around
no
her
matter
that
what life
she's
throws at me,
hurting.
I'm going to handle it. I'm going to feel into it, but at the same time, I'm going to turn around and have a
Yes.
smile on my face and continue. It's life.
Yes.
It's life.
Like shit.
So
Yeah, we're gonna jump into it. This interview's almost over because now TikTok man is having second thoughts. They're divided thoughts, and now they're finding out and learning out more about the husband. So we're gonna check out some TikTok videos in just a little bit. But I wanted to play this interview because I wanted to go over it and learn a little bit more about her. And I saw the first interview. Once again, I don't know. She looks
She deleted M every time.
really. Now, once again, if you guys want to watch this whole interview, it's the Horizon podcast. You guys can go check it out. For the people that are new to the podcast, I do commentary. I talk over the video, so that way you guys know. 'Cause I know I get people like, "Hey, man, you stop and go, man. Let it play, let it play." Like, nah, bro. Nah, dude. No, this how I be. Like,
You pay my bill? No. You don't pay my bill?
yeah, I don't pay my bills, so let me run my shit. Let's keep on playing this though.
So shit happens.
Whatever.
What are
Like,
we, what's
what are you
next?
gonna
How are we going to overcome it? How are we going to get
That's
through
the
it?
issue, is
What
the
am I
fake
learning
story
from
and
this, right?
narrative
But at the
that's
same
been
time,
portrayed.
the
That's
remainder of
all
my life
I'm
that I do
saying.
have left on this
LOL.
earth,
I wanna be happy.
I want
Yeah, it's all about her. She doesn't care about people around her. And so yeah, it just sounds her hustle, but me myself, man, I got to take care of business. I got to take care of my marriage. I got to take care of my kids. Can't be out there, man. I'm sorry, sorry already. I guess everybody's marriage is different, but to me, it's sacred. I'm not judging her. I'm just saying myself. All right, let's keep it up.
I want to be happy.
I want to be happy.
I want to be happy. And if I'm not going to be loved, right, it's okay. If I am
Yes.
alone and I'm a mom, eventually,
Yes.
hopefully God will bring
someone.
if and I'm okay, and that's okay. You get
Yeah.
me? And I think people it's all about perception.
Yeah.
And it's all about how you choose to look at it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, of course. And this is where sometimes I'm like, I tell my kids all the time and my mom, like, why in the hell did God make me a girl? Like, he should have never, ever made me a girl. I should have been born a fucking man because I would have treated my girl like
Totally
a fucking princess.
Yeah, woman is beautiful, man. Why would you want to change it, man? Being a man, shit, we live a dangerous life. People want to fight you in the street. People God bless you being a woman. God bless you being a man. Be it, man. Be blessed for it. Be grateful. Don't wish you want to be something, But maybe she's talking about it from a different point of view, right? Not like, oh, I don't want to be a woman. Life is hard, man, as a man too, and as a woman too, both. So
Yeah.
I would have been like the best dad for my kids. Like,
Right.
I would be there for them. Like, if I had my women and the moment that I saw that she was unhappy about something, like, I'm gonna fix that shit. Like,
Exactly.
and if my husband said, like, oh, you
Take
fucked up here,
care of
whatever,
your
it is,
home
we have to take
first.
accountability for that and fix that.
Casey,
Like,
you'll
I
bet
think
my
I learned
left
that.
nut
I
if
think
grandma
my
wasn't the
biggest
one
mistake is
doing
like
all
not
the
speaking
work
up
and
because I would get so
babysitting
frustrated because I would do
24/7.
so much. And sometimes all I asked was like, acknowledge. Like, you see me busting my ass. Help with your kids, bro. Like, that's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
Not that's not the
yeah, this dude was fired up, man. Hearing her, all this, she was making it seem like, okay, this guy wasn't doing nothing. I don't know, man. If this guy wasn't doing nothing, it sounds like. But I would be pissed off too, because I'm like, hey, man, don't be airing out my stuff. Don't be airing out my life. Like,
What the hell is even that?
yeah. I I would have been like, hell no, bro.
The only thing you do, but I expect
at least do that.
Expected that if I'm hauling my ass, you need to haul your ass too. If I'm doing all this shit, I expect to. If you see me like trying to build more, you need to be on my level. Like that's literally a real thing. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people can relate to that. Whether you're a
why didn't you guys talk about this from the beginning? Did you guys talk about it? I mean, because you know, in the first interview, she talks about like how her first husband, he was actually the one working out, like into the gym, into all that, and that's the thing that they say, right? That usually like you bring into your new relationship things that your previous ex used to do, right? And whatever you didn't do, you start doing it to make the next relationship better.
Seems like he was doing everything she didn't deserve, tbh, and giving her a life that she can't deserve, let alone appreciate.
Because to be honest, I mean, 15 years, I mean, this guy just out of nowhere, he's just a POS. I don't know. But here on the second marriage, she's the one working out, and I think, you know, she should have tried to get him into working out, be her camera dude, and do things together. I don't know. Maybe she did, right? Wow. Maybe she was trying to get him into like, hey, but it looked from the pictures that I seen in other videos that the husband did work out.
A man or a woman, because you can have a man. Well, yeah, because I still feel like a man should always do more. I don't know. Like I know that there's gender roles, but if you want to have a wife and have kids with her and expect her to do all this shit, then you need to be up here. Like if your girl's like calling,
the role needs to fit.
Yeah, you need to be a little bit more, because at the end of the day, in reality, men can do a lot more than women. Like that's a real thing. Like if I was to walk into a freaking room with a bunch of businessmen and I'm walking in with my 6 kids, do you think they're gonna take me seriously? Fuck no. It's gonna take a lot for prove myself, which I'll get there. I'm gonna prove to you that I can do probably shit better than half of these fucking men.
Well, if your skills up to part, you know, I mean, you qualify, you know, and I mean, you're not gonna just walk up into a business meeting, and be like, "Hey, take me serious," you know, like it doesn't matter. I mean, if you have qualifications, you know, you're going into a business meeting and you're qualified. They know you're thorough, and you have the knowledge, and you're right for the job. They're not gonna, no.
Instead of like a man just walks through it, we have to go and do all these things to get there.
Yes, and that's the reality of it. That's the facts of it. It's been like that for years. So that's why I am stalling into my son, because sometimes my son will come up from like, let's say like one day he
7
came.
kids, a wife, food, a roof, cars, and so much more. Like this dude was no doubt working his ass
He
off,
had
and
to,
she just wanted more and more and just living fantasy.
Okay, because let's say he was this way. I mean, and she's making it seem like she was the one that was just practically like she was the one that was bringing more of the money, right? Most of the money, more, and paying most of the stuff. So, I mean, was he like that the whole 15 years, and or at what point did he stop, you know, supporting, you know, the house? I mean, I would have been pissed off. I would have been
Follow
like,
us on Instagram and stay connected at Activate.
Still does not give the right, you know, to the dude to do what he did once again.
Came home from like hanging out with his friends or something, and I'm over here getting ready to get to the gym. He's like, "Mom, like you're really gonna go to the gym? It's like 9 o'clock at night, and you had like this long ass day." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I'm still gonna go." And then my son's like, "Damn, Mom, like if I see you,
all that?
They do." My son tells me,
it's amazing when they acknowledge it, though.
Yes,
Isn't that?
And it's coming from my son. Okay, from my son. Not even the guy that I'm sleeping with. The husband that I have can take the moment to acknowledge, like, damn, you worked your ass off so much and you're still out there.
Yeah.
Like,
you're still showing up for yourself.
Yes, exactly. So my son will be like, damn, Mom, if I see you kicking ass like this, like, I need to go hard when I become a man. And I said, and I want nothing less from you. Like, you need to be out there and hustling, grinding even harder than me. Because I always tell him, you as a man can do so much more. Because if you're going to get married and have kids with your wife needs to be home with her kids and allow her to nurture and everything. Because you can't give a baby what we give. You know, you can't breastfeed. You can't do these things. So you're going to man up. Because he tells me, I want that life where I can work and my wife stays home. Okay, well, make sure that you bring that bread, because if you have a high maintenance girl, she's not gonna.
And then you're setting it up for that too. You're like, exactly. It depends on the type of what you want.
Yes, because it is a type. You know, there's different types of everything. There's types of girls that love that luxury and love good things and love to look good and smell good and all the things. There's nothing wrong with that
at all.
You know, so when the guy gets with that girl, you know exactly what the hell you're getting yourself
and you're able
into.
To provide that.
You know, and then you want to bring her down and not wanting to have this lifestyle, or because she likes certain things and you want to stop that. That's where a lot of men fuck shit up, because you want to try to change and vice versa.
Yeah, instead of just accepting it and embracing it.
And growing.
Once again, they're talking about dating now. They're talking about the kid, but once you're married, bro, you should know each other. Like, if you know what I mean. Like, I mean, if I start, I don't know, we're trying to become like a mariachi and be out there doing concerts and I stop giving attention to the family, it's gonna be kind of like, hey, bro, what are you doing? You gotta take care of the kids. You gotta be there. But at the same time, I mean, there's truth. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of truth on what she says, man. This guy probably was slacking off in the beginning, and he got scared seeing her getting the attention and started acting all like crazy and possessive. And I do believe her that maybe he was on that. Oh, you think you're the shit? You think you're dad? You think because that's what a lot of people do. They put their significant other down to try to make them feel like they ain't shit just to keep them. So
grow with her.
Yes.
The biggest thing was like, yeah, you're not growing with me. I think that's where I also saw in my career in marriage that we're not growing. I want more. I want to hustle more. I want to grind more. Like
your ambition
in marriage, you got to do it together, though.
Is more than your ambition is a lot more than his.
Yes,
he's very. It sounds like complacent and like we reached the goal. We're cool.
Yeah,
as
we
opposed
bought
to
a house. We're cool.
Yeah, no, you're like no.
In my
We
head,
bought a
I was
house.
like,
We could buy two.
Fuck yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What
the fuck? Yeah. Is she feeling this?
Yeah, it's like little things like that would just come in because again, I'm coming into life and going throughout life with zero guidance.
Yeah,
I don't have
we learn as we go.
I was literally spitting image of self-taught, like no joke. I'm literally self-taught.
You're writing a manual for
myself, like literally. Nobody told me these are the steps that you need to do to get a house.
Yeah.
Like I just dove into it, and then when I got it, I was like, oh my god, I can buy a house. Like what the fuck is next? Like let's go. Like this opened my mind to other things, and that's where. When I got into fitness and then me buying gym clothes and nothing fucking fit, that's when I started telling myself, I need my own gym line. Like, I'm sick and tired of buying leggings that just do not fit my body.
Yeah.
All right. There's the interview is still a lot left. So I recommend you guys go check it out after the live stream. Go check out the first interview too that they have. It's a good interview. Shout out to the content creator. I think she was kind of feeling a little bit. It's not her fault, she's got to follow a conversation. She asked good questions. There's other questions she could have asked, but at the same time, it was on the go, and I'm sure she just had a certain questions to ask, and it's hard interviewing people too, especially if you can relate to what they're going through. Maybe she wanted to go off, but at the same time. Let's check it out. Check out part 1, part 2. We checked what we've seen. There's still a lot more, man, behind. I think like an hour or so, and then there's a couple of there's 40 minutes left, I think, here. So you guys can go check it out. Once again, it's the Horizon Podcast, and we're gonna go into the TikTok now because the TikTok is going wild, and now. People are coming forward, and they're talking about the husband, right? Tomas, that he was actually a hard worker. They're talking about the opposite, and they're talking about how allegedly, right, that he paid for a lot of her operations, and that he actually she actually did have more operations, more than one. And so we're going to find out. There's actually video of them, him finding them inside the car and chasing them, and they just walk away. So once again, this does not justify it. This does not justify him unaliving them. And we are just watching the videos. Once again, hey, mind your own business. Why are you, she was an influencer, content creator. So this is out in the internet. It's not something that I'm pulling out videos, private videos, or private photos. Nothing like that. This is actually stuff, and people are going to talk about content creators, right? People are going to try to know and find out more about the case, and people want to know what happened. So that is that. And if you are getting offended, do me a favor, step out. All right. Let me see. Let me hit you with this. If you tripping, you can get out.
Get the French toast
There you
out
go.
of here.
And for the people that want to hang out, shout out to y'all. Y'all are the real ones. Let's go to the next TikTok. This is a content creator. His name is I Believe in My Life. Go check him out. He's got a lot of good content.
More information keeps dropping. This is insane. He had caught them together already. Tomas, more information keeps dropping. This is insane. He had caught them together already. Tomas caught Gloria Zamora with her lover, as you can clearly see here, Hector Ivan, sitting outside together in a car. His wife, the fitness influencer, and he wrote, "I found my esposa, la fitness influencer Gloria Zamora, inside a car with her lover." So he must have said like at like 2 or 3 in the morning. They were doing photo shoots together leading up to the incident that happened, where she was wearing scantily clad clothing, sitting on his car, and also in his car with the red seating. And it seemed like he was taunting him, saying things like this, "F around and find this."
That for sure made him like get his blood boiling and all that.
Allegedly is after he had caught them sitting in the car. Hector Ivan, the presumed lover of his wife, posting, "This is how I feel about the current situation." The extreme laughing face.
Guys, once again, man, don't date people that are still guys and girls. If she or he is still married, but is still like in the process, fuck that process. Wait until everybody's healed, man.
The "I don't give up" with the finger. A father of 3 with this woman, had been with her for over 16 years, took her in from her last marriage with whom she had 3 children with, allegedly paid for all her surgery, the money that he would have used to buy a house. Allegedly, she had more than just a tummy tuck, and there was a long list including alleged rib surgery, all paid for by him. She wanted to become a model for that site, said how much money she could make around February. He didn't agree. She started calling him a hater, trying to stop her from growing. She went on a podcast, accused him of being unfaithful, of abusing her physically, but she was the one charged with spousal abuse, DV, and went to jail for this. So the most probable thing here, a crime of passion. This man lost it 16 years down the drain.
That's what they call it, a crime of passion, yeah.
Wife started getting Instagram famous. Men like Hector Ivan started liking her picture posts. She started liking his back. She liked his lifestyle. In her podcast, she said she wanted the boss life. She wanted more. The big house.
Yeah, looks like this guy has it. Or had it.
The car. She saw Hector, business owner, fancy car, and they started seeing each other. The man taunted the husband. He lost. He allegedly received divorce papers 2 weeks ago, not a year ago. And we are where we are now. This tragedy could have been prevented. I wish this could have gone a whole different way, but this is a clear example of how there's always 2 sides to a story. F around and find out. More information keeps dropping.
Wow. That's it, man. That's crazy. That's crazy.
He had caught them.
Keeps getting deep. Once again, man, shout out to I Believe in My Life. TikTok, go check them out.
So there's a much deeper part to this that has to do with what Latinos are going through today. Reportedly, her husband, her murderer, Tomas, did not have any papers. He was here when he shouldn't be in the state. She knew that. She was trying to get ice on him because of the incident.
That ain't cool. If that's true, man, that's...
Business partner,
where she went to jail in January 11th for the DV charges against him.
Not just
although that is public, allegedly what happened is he got wind that she was stepping out and being faithful. Like something was going on. He felt it. So he took her phone, tried to go through. She instantly attacked her, took her phone back.
Yeah, because I was wondering, like, okay, how does this happen? You know, so she got arrested because she was beating on him.
Notified authorities. They came, and instead of taking him to jail, they took her to jail because he had bruises and lacerations from Gloria. And this is a communication that I received from a source, which I don't want to move my head to reveal everything. But the important part here says Gloria was trying to call ice on him, so he was hiding after her domestic assault. You have to remember that they were still married, and the main one to blame here might just be the Sancho, the business partner. It is alleged that they were going into business to start her a fitness gym, but the husband had already posted that he had caught them together in the early hours of the morning, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, in a car together, where he says, "Encontré a mi esposa, la fitness influencer Gloria Zamora, dentro de un carro con su amante a las..." And he had posted this on his thread. The man was actively taunting him. It is alleged by a close friend of the perpetrator. I mean, this could have all been avoided had all the parties been more considerate of one another. So there's a much...
an
It has
evil
to do
world,
with
man.
what Latinos are going through.
World we live in.
I'm very happy for, and this goes to everybody.
So that's
Wild.
it's wild. That's the reason why I played the two videos in the beginning, because I wanted to give you guys a little insight into what was coming after the interview. Once again, disclaimer, copyright, right? I'm not trying to defend anybody. I'm not trying to defend the husband, ex-husband for what he did, man. Nobody has the right to take anybody's life.
Yeah, business partner.
And-
Okay, Loculaba.
But so we got more people coming out, right? So supposedly, Gloria said
People
Zamora.
are evil, but having enemy in the house.
Oh, in the house, that they were done for a year ago, but this was back in January of 2024. And it says, "Happy birthday to my handsome hubby." Once again, I'm not, everything I'm showing is out there in the internet. It's not something that I'm like over here making up. And some of the stuff that they talk about too, it's alleged. I don't know. I was in there, but this post was actually posted by Gloria Zamora Tamayo, and oh shit, it's got his last name here, because that's Tomas's last name. Let's listen to this.
Everybody in the comments that keeps saying that he was somehow justified. I don't know where you guys get this idea from. What happened here is an abominable crime, and what this man did is unjustifiable.
Yeah, it's
this is one of
unjustifiable.
the sickest things that I have ever seen. Completely horrendous, and there is nothing that can vindicate human for what he did to these two souls. We are only shedding light on what happened in a way that is frankly done with any situation, and sometimes the truth as to what happened is not what we want to hear. And here's another truth. This woman made a comment on this post. This was the day of the shooting. This was also the day they did
She like in lingerie inside her car.
this
His car?
lingerie shooting in the car. And the woman commented this under Hector's post: "I met you and Gloria Saturday morning, the day you passed, when you came to Victoria's Secret where I worked. I helped you guys pretty much from start to finish, and you guys were so nice and down to earth. I can't believe this happened, but so glad I at least got to meet you guys. My condolences to the families and especially the children."
Sucks
So
when
then
they
the
pretend to be
conversation
decent
ensued
person, but
with
behind
somebody
your
asking,
back they are worse than any outside enemies.
I gotta stop and go these the videos, because the music that they're playing, I don't know if it's copyrighted. So
How can you
and
protect
so they were a
yourself from
couple.
that exclamation
Julie
question
replies,
mark,
"I don't know. I
exclamation
assumed so
question
when I
mark.
met them, but after the article came out, I guess not. If you don't know which article, it was the article that they said they were business partners. That's
says, so they were a couple. I don't know. I assume so much. Okay, they asked the girl that worked at Victoria's Secret if they were a couple. Says yeah, that she assumed, but I guess now she knows that they were not a couple, but they were a couple, allegedly.
exactly why there's huge confusion. Somebody says, nah, they were together. The article is just giving a different story. Julie replies, that's what I figured. Thank you. So to Julie, it seemed that they were more than just business partners. Remember that these are just allegations from Julie. The information I was given points to him have been seeing that man's wife for quite some time. My information said, allegedly, that he had caught them multiple times together. Nothing, absolutely nothing, can justify what this man did. It's absolutely horrendous. And this
Exactly.
Mic drop that tells you everything.
Boom. Told you guys. Once again, shout out to I Believe in My Life. You guys could go check him out on TikTok. I think
comments that keep
I don't know if
saying
he's on
that
Instagram, but check him out. I'm stopping and going to videos, but you guys can go ahead and check him out
this
over
is
there.
a side.
Right after
Well, this is a side of this.
after the live stream. A big shout out to him, man, because to I Believe in My Life, because he actually gives his respects to Hector Ivans at the end at the end of the day. You know, I mean, the guy, you know, lost his life and has family, and maybe he got caught in the hype, right? Sometimes, you know, maybe this guy was built, maybe this guy had guns. So speaking about Hector, and he maybe he saw the other guy, the husband Thomas, as a like you know, no threat, and was having fun too, making fun of him. I don't know, allegedly, right? Let's check out this video.
The story that nobody has told, which is Hector's side. He met her at the gym after coming back from a trip from Peru. He had been through a relationship, someone who might have used him for what he could offer. He was a wealthy guy, a guy doing very well for himself and his family. From what I heard, he was a great father to his kids. And I do not think that's an exaggeration. It's highly probable that Gloria did not explain to him that she was still either on and off or still living with her husband Tomas. The situation that led to the domestic violence charge, where she physically...
Oh shit, this was a 1/11/2025.
Her husband, where she was arrested for aggravating him, attacking him, because he had found her speaking to someone else on her phone. That was not Hector. Gloria had told Hector.
Ooh, it was someone else? What the fuck?
Oh.
Again!
That she and Tomas were separated for 2 years. It was a lie according to sources. This is one of the messages that she had sent him. It says, me and you, I don't know, think about it, LOL. Possibly implying that there could be a couple like this. And heck.
Whoa. Get the... Where's my...
Get the French toast out of here.
I don't know, think about it, LOL. For 2 years. It was a lie according to sources. This is one of the messages.
Fit couple. 2 Ethiopians, hello. I'm all in, are you, baby? I want to, baby, but you're too good to be true.
It says, me and you, I don't know, think about it, LOL. Possibly implying that there could be a couple like this. And Hector, he wanted love and he went with it. She replied, I want to, baby, but you are too good to be true. And
once again, man, this does not justify, and I'm not saying, she deserved it, not at all, but it's just, ladies, don't do this shit. Guys, don't do this either, man. If you, that goes for the husband, wife, and the Sancho, man. Don't.
Reacted to his story where he's driving around in the new G-Wagon he had purchased. She put a hard eye emoji. She possibly lied to him. And when the husband caught them together, Hector was unaware. But Hector is a guy that isn't scared to defend his own, to defend himself. And he posted this because he might have been caught off guard by this whole situation that he was now involved in. And finally, this is a message Tamayo posted after he found them together.
Yeah.
No memes.
Wow.
Together at night, and deleted this shortly after. I would leave it here to keep this short, but just this is new alleged information from a close source to Hector Ivan. So this is a side of the story that nobody has told, which is Hector.
That is wild, bro. That is wow.
At the gym after coming back from a trip.
I don't know if there's another video.
Woman that interviewed Gloria.
Oh, okay.
Woman that interviewed Gloria Zamora about her divorce reached out to me today for the information that I put out, given to me by sources very, very close.
Oh, this is the girl that interviewed Gloria from the podcast. So she reached out to him. Let's see what happened.
Woman that interviewed Gloria Zamora about her divorce reached out to me today for the information that I have put out, given to me by sources very, very closer than her to this whole situation. And in doing so, allowed me to tie a lot of the things the information that I'm getting, that I was getting to what she says, and it actually being probably true. The most concerning part to me is that she verified, one, that he did reach out to people, like he said, when he caught Hector Ivan and Gloria out together.
Oh, the husband was trying to reach out to people to get his word out.
There late at night, he tried to reach out to everybody, speaking about his wife's cheating on him, about him having paid for surgery, and basically getting her to where she was now, supporting her in essence.
He did. He reached out to me trying to expose. He reached out to me and my production team. He reached out to a lot of people, actually. He reached out to all the gyms that Gloria was going to. He reached out to multiple sources.
You should have interviewed him.
We see that it's everywhere, right? And let me tell you this. He was very calculated and very convincing, because that's what they do. They manipulate. He was trying to be heard. He is on multiple platforms that had anything to do with Gloria, spreading his message of he is the husband of so-and-so, and which you guys have seen, okay? And the reason why I didn't take that in is because I know the truth. It was already spoken to me about it.
Here she...
Yeah, but you want to hear the guy's side, right? Or at least give him the chance to be heard.
Verifies that they were in fact caught by Tomas in the early hours of the morning together.
So it's true.
When he took his kids to Disneyland, before he stalked and tracked and harassed Gloria and Hector and confronted them and did the video of this is Gloria, the influencer, and her amante. Are we not looking at...
It's an evil world we live in.
Let's keep on playing this. Whoa.
Aquí Gloria, la acabo de mirar que está con su amante. Ya la torcí. La influencer, que está con su amante. Yep, ahí está el guy. Wow.
This guy, man, I can hear the pain in his voice.
They were living together
I don't
still,
believe
essentially.
anything this low IQ Harazan has to say. She's just another clout chaser. Who probably was the same way, honestly.
He was still taking care of her, still paying the mortgage, still paying the bills. A source told me he was about to buy her a car. That's why she had not filed the divorce papers months ago. She did it now. She had gotten in a car accident and was reportedly driving one of Ivan's cars. She has given me enough reason to believe that both Gloria and Hector knew what they were doing, and what they were doing is stepping out on a husband that was
mad she
has been
caught.
there for 16 years. She also spoke about the DV charge, that it was in fact real, but that he was the aggressor, even though she went to jail. But Bella Rowe reached out to me. Instead of giving me information that I can use to update the conversation, she just tried to use like emotional manipulation to make me speak falsely about the truths that the sources that I am receiving this information.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's just communicating, the information he gets. It's not like favoritism.
From have given me with actual proof, and I think that's a disservice, because no matter what the husband did was a horrendous, disgusting act and is unjustifiable. This is only shedding light as to what happened here, what really happened. She says she knows what really happened, but I have not heard it. And if I
she knows what happened. Break it down, man.
I do, I will make sure to update the videos. But a source left me with this that's very clear.
That's funny. Everybody that's defending her and him don't have no facts, don't got no paperwork, don't got no pictures. All they got is what she was telling them. Just like she had all her family fooled and everybody else fooled. Her whole image was a lie. She claimed she only had a tummy tuck. 27,000 worth of surgery.
Woman that interviewed Gloria.
What the hell was he listening to in the background? I guess that was somebody that gave him information. So I will say this is alleged, right?
Her divorce reached out to me today for the information that I have put out.
All right, how to fix my camera. Let me see what else is out there.
So I'm getting a ton of... The reality is that So I'm getting a ton of...
All right. I think that's about it, man. I don't want to keep playing these guys' videos because, at the same time, I want you guys to go show some support over there. Once again, I believe in myself. Let me see how many more does he have.
We are little. The reality is that they were still living together. She had filed for divorce. So I'm getting a ton of information from all sides of what exactly happened here. Let me say again, there is no...
Let me see. People online need to understand, once you start posting online, It's no longer private. If you want people opinion or to talk for good, for worse, then GTOF. Yep. Yeah, but man, I mean, if you're an influencer, man, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna be for sure. For one thing, for sure about me, man, I'm not gonna go and try to dig on people's information that you know, it's not out. If it's not out, I'm not gonna be, you know, if once it's out in social media, then I'll cover it. But you know, let me
No justification for what this vile man did in his whatever you want to call it. It's a horrendous act, and the reality is that they were still living together. She had filed for divorce 2 or 3 weeks or 4 weeks prior. She went on a podcast with this woman, Bella Rose, and close sources feel that this is what set him off. The inaccurate portrayal of him and their relationship on this podcast, because he had been a family man for 16 years. He had helped her through everything, and seeing his marriage fall apart, he reached out to her with proof. She ignored him, as she says.
He did. He reached out to me trying to expose. He reached out to me and my production team. He reached out to a lot of people.
But if it's true, it's not. If it's facts, it's not. It's not exposed.
Well, actually, he reached out to all the gyms that Gloria was going to. He was trying to be heard. He is on multiple platforms
and she didn't allow
that
him.
Had anything to do with Gloria, spreading his message of he is the husband of so and so, and what you guys.
Maybe that would have like helped him like to let it out, right? I'm not gonna try to blame her, but.
And the reason why I didn't take that in is because I know the truth. It was already spoken to me about.
So
how does she know the truth? There's 3 truths always. It's her truth, his truth, and the truth.
Possibly this could have somehow been prevented. She has yet to share the truth that she knows. She did block me after a conversation we had, but she's now
he's unblocked now.
Again, blocked me and is possibly looking at my posts, but I'm sure she will block me again. She also said this.
Y'all are literally upset that a woman wanted a healthier, more peaceful, supportive.
The reality is that they were still living together. She had filed.
There you guys have it. Let me show you guys the Homeboy's channel. That way you guys can go ahead and check it out.
2 or 3 weeks or 4 weeks prior.
Hold on. Get the volume.
He went on a podcast with this woman, Bella Rose, and close source.
There you go. That's his channel right here. Right here. On the upper right corner. Go check out. He's got a couple of more videos. He's got good stuff. Shout out to him once again. It's I Believe in My Life. And man, it's late. I was just gonna be here till 12. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Do me a favor, please hit the like button, share this podcast, share this live stream with other people, and drop a comment in the comment section below. Let me know where you're watching from. Not here on the live stream, but in the comments. I would like to give you a shout out, and also to if you're watching the replay, thank you so much for your support. Do me a favor, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. I got other topics coming up. I'm going to be covering other cases. Let me read right here the comments.
Life would have been kept private as it should. This probably would have been prevented. 1 crack commandments.
One crack. Yeah.
L8 activate.
L8. I like that. L8. I'm late. 10 crack.
10 crack commandments.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, you guys have a wonderful one. Caballero, shout out to you guys. Shout out to Bam Garcia, Lupe. We had Thunder Loco. We had a bunch of people tune in tonight. We had John Doe, J-Raganite, something like that. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Please, once again, give it a share. And see you guys soon. All right. Peace.
It's an evil world we live in.
How dare you?
Again! This motherfucker don't miss. No, he's fucking good.
See ya, boss. LOL. Can't believe I stayed. Good
Thank you,
chat.
bro. Appreciate it, man. You guys are the real MVPs here.
First and only later, boss.
It's an evil world we live in.
Oh, shit like
What the hell is even that? Emotional damage.
Weird.
Are you not entertained?
Hey.
Now for my brown brother. Sorry, don't talk here.
¡Ya, güey! ¡Este pendejo, güey! ¡Ya! ¡Pinche vato, literal, güey! ¡Pinche vato, ya, güey! ¡Ya, güey, por favor, idiota!
Ah, te bañaste.
¡Ya, pendejo, güey! ¡Ya está! ¡Pinche pendejo, güey! Perdón, Edgar, perdón.
Vente, Edgar.
No peines. Hey, y'all! Stealing watermelons?
Warning. The following podcast will most definitely contain language that will both offend and stimulate. Any situations mirroring your real life are purely coincidental and have nothing to do with you. Calm your tits, sit down, and enjoy